Hey fam! Welcome to MIKEroaggress'd. What day of the week is it? I'm brain dead. It's Thursday, right? Oh my god, I'm brain dead. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so excited. So we are having group squad hangout show. Hey unit. So yes. Hey Courtney. So if anybody would like to join us on the show, DM me over on Twitter. I guess it's Maddie. I've been trying to get you to come on here forever. Can this be an excuse? It's Wednesday? No, it's not. It is Wednesday. Because retarded. I was supposed to be going away on Friday, but then I found out I was going away on Thursday, so I'm brain dead. Hey Dylan. So yes, if you guys would like to join us on the show, DM me on Twitter, or if you don't have Twitter, email me. It's all in the description, and I shall send you the link to join. First up, let me introduce some lovely people. This badass queen, friend of the channel, been joining us on our apprentice streams, Miss Caitlin.
Hello, hi.
How you doing, my love?
I'm doing great. I had a pretty short day at work. I'm a maid, so I'm cleaning mansions all day.
Are you from New York? You sound very New York.
I'm actually from Chicago, but my mom's side of the family, New York, all the way.
Hell yeah. And also say hello to this guy. Made a great walkaway video I just saw the other day. It's on my Twitter. Welcome, Justin.
Hi, folks.
How's it going, dude?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
This is like, see, and you got the Southern thing going on. This is like the night of cool accents, apparently.
I love it.
Also, Maddie, yes, October Spooky Squad, you are coming on. This is my friend who I've been trying to get to come on for like years. So what have you guys been up to? Are you in Chicago? You live in Chicago currently, Caitlin?
In the Chicagoland area, one of the suburbs.
That's right. I remember you telling me that.
But it's crazy. So I've moved all over the place. I've lived in California. I've lived in Salt Lake City, Utah. I lived in Virginia, Boston. I'm a Rolling Stone. And I've come back to my hometown, which growing up, it was very conservative. And I was like the lone lib because I wasn't raised in any kind of religious community. My dad is like super atheist, like socialist. And my mom is she's like a conservative Italian Catholic woman. And what's been crazy is not only have I noticed everyone around me getting a lot more liberal, like this is a town where 20 years ago, everybody had W bumper stickers. And I was like, oh, fuck these neocons, which I'm still like, fuck the neocons. It's very telling that they're all with Kamala now. Makes sense. So, and I've realized that my dad always used to like accuse her of talking out of both sides of her mouth, or she just agrees with whoever's in the room. And now that I've become conservative, and because it's not even like I'm not even just like a total centrist. For a while I was like, no, I'm kind of in the middle. I've moved, like I'm like really conservative about a lot of things now. And I've realized like, no, my mom's just had to keep her mouth shut because she's been around libs most of her life. And it was only when she was around her conservative friends or like conservative parts of my family where she could say what she really felt without feeling judged. And especially being a Jew, and kind of being sort of like in this weird area between modern Orthodox and conservative, I have friends. My circle used to be a lot more liberal Jews, and I thought that they were waking up. I was like really excited. I was like, okay, yay, we're going to get more conservatives to like, we're going to get more Jews to realize like conservatism is going to be helpful for us. Like Trump is going to be good for us. And I went to a Shabbat recently where we had to start off with pronouns.
No.
And I felt like I ruined the whole vibe of my table because I started talking shit on Noam Chomsky. And like,
I love you. I don't understand. Trump, they gave him a lot of shit recently because he said any Jew who's still voting Democrat needs to have their head examined. I completely agree. Do they not see the anti-Semitic tirades cross country?
Is like, so a few years ago in like 2021-ish, because I used to be in the entertainment industry. I was doing drag in Los Angeles. And that's how the troons got me. Like at first I was like, I don't know about this trans stuff. Like I'm empathetic. Like I'm open to listening to these things. And I was like, but then it got so within the drag industry. Like at this point, like people are just identifying as genders just to not get struggle sessions. You know what I mean? Like that's how fucking oppressive it is. And it's tied to your finances. I mean, there's so many like LA people I want to talk shit on.
You and me both.
It's just so aggressive out there, and I got sucked into the cult. And like after I kind of like snapped out of it after the summer of love and all of that stuff, you know, I was realizing I was in the Purim spiel at my synagogue in Utah, and it is part of it's like a little play that we do for Purim. For anybody who's not familiar, it's a holiday, whatever. We put on a play, we get drunk, it's really fun. But like the play had the bad guy of the play talking about how like DEI is a bad thing. And I didn't pick up on it at the time, but the more I started pulling myself out of the trans cult and like the DNC cult and just, you know, the libtard left, I was like, I think back on that stuff and I'm like, oh, like Jews got so hoodwinked by so much of this shit. And it's so frustrating that's why I'm more into these Orthodox communities now, because I can walk in and they can be like, you can, like, these men in dresses are driving me crazy. What about you? You know?
So that's cool. So I guess we're all right now former liberals. How about you, Justin? For people who haven't seen your video, what sort of did it for you?
It was a bit of a process, but it really started by going to another country. I wasn't going to the other country, for this, but you know, they say if you want to know how lucky you are, go to another country, right? You hear that. And went to Lebanon. Great, smart people, amazing city. Fortunately, Beirut's gone way downhill since 2019. But even with the problems it did have then. But when I got home and, you know, started following the country a little bit more in the news, you realize, oh, well, they appoint people by religion for the main post. The president has to be a Maronite Christian. The prime minister has to be like a Sunni or Shia Muslim, and then the leader of parliament has to be the other one. And of course, in 2020, we had, oh, our VP's got to be a woman, and then it became a black woman, and I was like, oh, because it didn't work.
That's interesting. It is really similar.
Yeah, it's really similar. Just replace religion with our identity politics. It's basically exactly the same. And of course, the government did not unite as Lebanese and got out for themselves. They put their currency in a Ponzi scheme. Nobody could access their US dollars. And you ended up with crazy things happening. You actually had people robbing the banks for their own money. So
that's crazy. So when did you come back to this country?
That was a big thing.
So when did you come back to this country?
Oh, I just visited there for like a short trip.
Oh, nice.
Basically a tourism trip, but that is the trip out of the handful of countries I've been to that really educated me. And it was the most fascinating.
Let me bring in, we got another friend joining us. By the way, fam, like I said, if you guys want to join, send me a DM on Twitter, or if you're not on Twitter, email me. I got the stuff in the description. It's MikeyHarlow@gmail.com, or not Mike Harlow on the Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it. But everybody say hello. I gotta put on my bandana. If my hair weren't a mess, I would put on my bandana for you. But everyone say hello to Mr. Gypsy Danger. What up, dude? We cannot hear you. We hear your background. Did you select your mic? You got to select the mic, dude. Also, I love your profile pic. Somebody, I think like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me is this girl who's a viewer of mine makes clothes, where she has a shop where she makes like replicas of movie costumes and stuff. And she sent me freaking Johnny Depp's outfit from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, that's so cute.
Gypsy.
I loved your Suspiria shirt, by the way, a few days ago.
Thank you. I did not think anybody would know what it was. I'm so happy that people know Suspiria.
I love Suspiria, and you know what? Hot take. I liked the new version too. I thought
I love the new one. It's not. I don't even like to call it a remake. It's like they're kind of like mirror images of each other.
Yeah, I think they're both excellent. I loved it.
That's so good. Gypsy, select your mic or something so we can hear you. Yeah, Suspiria is so good. I mean, there are a lot of good movies coming out. I'm excited for. I really want to go see Am I Racist? I haven't gotten a chance to see it yet.
With my mom. It's hysterical.
Oh, I'm so excited. I was trying to talk my friends into going yesterday, but nobody wanted to go.
But you know, I'll say this. It was a little, and I hate using this word because it doesn't have any meaning anymore, but it was like a little triggering because I recognized those dynamics because I went through that shit. That race hustle bullshit is so ubiquitous in LA and especially the drag scene. Like I was never struggle second per se. I mean, I was, but like witnessing in and of itself, like the social dynamics play out. I don't know if you've ever seen My Scientology movie by Louis Theroux.
Yes, I love that. I am so fun fact. First of all, I'm obsessed with Scientology. Second of all, do you want to hear? This is like my proudest achievement in life. I'm officially designated a suppressive person by Scientology.
Oh my!
Which I didn't even know you could be if you weren't a Scientologist. But
oh my goodness,
I used to fuck with them all the time.
Me too. They would try to recruit me especially because they opened up a church, the Church of Scientology in the Valley in North Hollywood. It was like right up the street from where I lived. And they were always trying to get me. And I'd be like, sorry, I'm a suppressive person. And they'd be like, you know, but I find that shit fascinating. That's a huge achievement. I've always wanted to be like put on a list by Scientologists, or I would find it a big honor, like if the Westboro Baptist Church showed up at my funeral.
I am obsessed with the Westboro Baptist Church used to do covers of songs. So there's one of them but they would rewrite the lyrics. So there's a video of them doing Lady Gaga's Poker Face, but they rewrote it to something, and it's like, God hates you. It's like there's one line where it's like, if you mess with God, you know what you'll get. 9/11. I know your face, Justin. I'm obsessed with it.
The thing that's so crazy, and do you watch Mad at the Internet at all, or like fuck with Kiwi Farms or any of that kind of?
Not really. I don't know much about it.
Okay, the Kiwi Farms it has a reputation of being like a harassing, doxing website, but I mean it's a forum where people talk shit. It's like a gossip website basically, and it's very funny. And you know, the guy who runs it, he's offensive to everybody. So even when he says things about like Jews or whatever, where I get a little like, you know, I'm like, he makes fun of everybody. So it's like I enjoy his content even if I don't agree with everything that he says. And he brought up an interesting point that after 9/11, the Westboro Baptist Church became like a psyop kind of thing because they got all this media attention. And then it was like really an easy way to just demonize all Christians. And I really fell for it because I was bullied by Christian kids growing up. Like I had and now ironically, they've been some of my best allies recently. So like, it's funny how things have flipped that way. But he brought up such an interesting point that it's like, we get attacked by these radical Islamists. And then he's the one that's talking about how Islam is a religion of peace. And then at the same time,
a piece of you over here, a piece of you over there.
Yeah. Peace is everywhere.
Yeah.
Hezbollah knows something about that now. But at the same time, like around that same time, because the Westboro Baptist Church was like showing up to, you know, they're just being trolls, but they were magnified as like this big like Christian threat of like white nationalists. And like I just think it's interesting looking back on the past 20 years how it's like they're a weird cult of like low IQ fucktards who are trolls that really aren't a threat to anything, but they were made out to be this big huge thing. Meanwhile, like look at Dearborn. Look at like places in this country that have had like
overtaken.
Yeah, overtaken. We're not allowed to criticize it at all.
Yeah, you got I'm gonna mispronounce the name of the city, but Hannock, and only a British media covered this because of course it doesn't fit the narrative. And it was a small thing. It was a thing that would make me normally go meh, but not because of the context, right? So they actually were celebrated by the liberals. Celebrated this. They had a entirely Muslim city council, and one of the first things they did was ban the pride flag from all the city buildings,
Yeah.
which I wonder if it should be on a city building, and I have issues, of course, with how it's been modified. But
It's
that's
like they
kind of a
got to the
sign
wrong
when they're from Yemen and they would kill me if I went there, that maybe this is not a good sign, guys.
It's
I
like they
find
got to the right conclusion the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't want pride flags on
Well,
city buildings,
I
but
find
I don't
it-
want radical Islam to be the way that they arrive at that conclusion.
I'm like, okay, go back there and you'll be happy. Matter of fact, you can go to just another Muslim country. I don't want you to have to go to war-torn Yemen even, but
yeah.
Are you in the South, Justin? You sound Southern.
um barely. Some people consider it the South, some people don't. West Virginia, if you really look at it, is right
Nice.
smack dab in the middle of everything east of the Mississippi. So
I love this, by the way. Dangerous visit the Westboro Baptist Church is a massive threat. All 12 of them. Also, sorry, damn it. I need to learn your streaming schedule. Also, I keep meaning to watch Matt's show. Sea Striker. I saw Am I Racist? It was hilarious, but also disturbing how big business that anti-racism scam is. I can't wait to see it because a lot of these people that he interviews in it, they're all like deleting their social media and going private and covering their tracks. So I'm like, what? I've been trying to avoid spoilers. I'm like, what the hell could possibly happen in this movie that he destroyed them so thoroughly?
I won't give away any spoilers, but I mean, they a lot of self-beclowning, a lot of people revealing that they have PhDs in gesturing from Bozo University, and they get paid a crazy amount of money. I mean, it's really great at like revealing the grift, and it's crazy how no mainstream outlets they refuse to review it, and it's wild because the Daily Wire sent screeners. They offered for reviewers to look at it, and then now they're like pretending like that didn't happen. And it's like, I just don't see how it's brazen. Like it makes you feel crazy watching the mainstream media, the corporate, imperial media, basically like continually lie and think people are going to just go with it.
Well, and they all went after Jeremy John, the reviewer that did review the movie. So it's like there's no winning with these people. Hey, Ranting Monkey. Love you, dude. Glad to have you here. Yeah, I'm very excited to see, though.
It's very suppressive in the arts. I mean, that's a lot of why I left. I started off in stand-up and then I fell into doing drag because I'm more of a vaudevillian type. I would get to do.
Oh my God, I love you.
Oh, you know what? Listen, I'll send you some links to some of my old performances that magically have not been doxed yet, because I started when was it? Must have been November. I started a YouTube channel that was speaking out against like all the trans craziness, especially as somebody who got like grifted into it. I mean, they pushed the drugs on me, everything. I was only on it for like 5 months. So I didn't.
Whoa! Plot twist.
Yeah. I was a full on like pooner. It was crazy.
Wait, how did this happen? I did not expect that.
Well, I'm telling you.
They told you you're a man?
Well, no, it was via the drag industry. That's what's so crazy about it. It was through the drag scene. And because I started off as so cringe. I hate talking about it, but also I was good at what I did. There's a reason I was successful in LA as a biological woman doing drag queen. I was a bio queen, which very soon after I started, doing that stuff, I wasn't allowed to call myself a bio queen anymore because it acknowledged biological reality, and that was transphobic. And so, and I cut my teeth as a performer in Los Angeles in doing local performances. Like I actually am very grateful for the experience because it made me a really I'm a good live performer now, and I know how to work hard. It's just the industry is it is so fucking, DEI-ified, and you can't speak out against anything without being canceled or I mean, I have people from my past who send me, harassing messages and like to check in on me and let me know they know where I live, and just like psycho people. Yeah. And so it was crazy. I started off as a bio queen, and then there was like a drag king revolution in Los Angeles in like 2018, I want to say. So I started doing both. And then I kind of fell into, I'm gender fluid. And, because it was terrible to be cis. It was terrible to be a biological woman. And you've got all these dudes in dresses who can, who are pumping themselves out with fillers and acting crazy, telling me that there's so much more, that they understand being a woman more than I ever could. And it was such a mind fuck. And again, like my income was tied to it. And there was I love to entertain, and I was getting that supply, and it just became this really bad cycle. There's a lot of drugs in LA too. I mean, so they love bomb you. They then make you feel bad for your innate characteristics. Then you start thinking there's a way out of it. And I'm talking about this in a rational sense now because I'm no longer like mentally ill. But this was like, I couldn't see the logic as it was. I was going through emotion, basically. It was like I was very emotionally manipulated into finding myself into these positions. And on top of that, I mean, I had like a good 10 years of being on Tumblr, primed with all this intersectional feminist bullshit. So I was just really vulnerable to it. And I started thinking like, maybe I can maybe I can actually have a career as like a female drag queen. That's crazy. Like maybe someday, like I'll be the first woman on RuPaul's Drag Race and things like that. And then they actually let a woman on Drag Race, but she cut off her tits and she's on the testosterone.
Of course, you have to be. It
incentivizes, and I'm a busty girl. I have back problems, and so even before all the
you're bodacious.
Yeah, I had, I used to have, I mean, I guess I would have what they called it gender dysphoria, but it's whatever. I was just uncomfortable in my body with my big boobs, not just because of the attention I got, but also like physically. And sometimes, way before the trans stuff, I'd be like, man, I wish I could just take these things on and off.
Wow.
And so when you're that like psyoped, when you're that emotionally manipulated and pulled into a cult, these things start making like good sense to you. Like, oh, I can be this sort of like female David Bowie, gender fluid. I know I'm not a man, but I'm a chick with no tits, and I'm a real shapeshifter. I can do the illusion and all of that stuff, and I can build a career off of it. But it's like, at what cost? Like injecting yourself with crazy hormones, which they totally did not tell me about the reality of the actual side effects of it. Like the informed consent was like it was like barely a sheet when I started actually getting real information about how dangerous that stuff is. But on top of that, I mean, I was prescribed Adderall,
wow.
Doing party drugs. The drag scene in LA is a really hard life. I mean, people are fucking dying, like literally. Like I know drag queens who died from that lifestyle.
I want to come back to that real quick. Let me just pause you for a sec. Kieran, my love. Okay, first of all, this is my like one cheat soda, and it's sugar free. It's a cheat. I'm still like not drinking.
You got to get on that liquid death.
Isn't that just water?
It's sparkling water, but it tastes good. It replaces that carbonated. You get the carbonation.
I'm gonna try that. Also, hello, my beautiful Trina. My beloved Ramiro, Emo Trash, Jardum, Sea Striker. Hey, you guys. Also, hopefully your shit is working now. Let's bring in Mr. Gypsy Danger. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Woo! Yeah. How is your prison up there in the north?
It sucks ass, but we press on. We make do.
This poor bastard is stuck in Canada.
Oh no, behind the maple curtain.
Yeah, and in Toronto, no less. So basically, mini New York City.
Oh, how is it there? What are you up to, dude?
Just chilling out tonight. Have my math class during the day, and now I'm just trying to relax and get on with my life. Make my plan to move to USA.
Yes, do it.
Sometime.
Florida. I'm telling you, we're gonna start a commune in Florida for all the based people.
I saw that you're going to start a commune, and I'm definitely going to come down there for that. I'll be honest, though. I need a beach, and you're in Orlando, aren't you?
For now, but, you know, I'm exploring all the areas.
Okay, we can drive to the beach, though, right?
Yeah, there are beaches, there are
Yeah,
lakes, there's
Daytona
lots of
is
stuff.
an hour and 15 minutes from there, I think.
Okay, that's not too bad.
How is it in West Virginia, Justin? Is it? I would think that's like more sane there.
Yeah. We're last time is we voted the second most percentage for Trump than any other state, I think, except Wyoming.
Oh, wow.
So we're extremely red. I think we have like 2 Democrats in our state senate or something like that now.
That's perfect. Yeah, here I feel like the Democrats are kind of going extinct, which I appreciate. By the way, parentheses, chat, if you feel so inclined, send in your super chats, help support the channel, join my locals. We've been watching The Apprentice season 1 every week. It is a good ass time. I'm obsessed with that show.
It's so good. So good.
I feel like they've tried to...
First of all, The Apprentice is going to be...
I can't wait. I feel like they've really tried to memory hole that show. Like, you can't buy it anywhere. You can't stream it anywhere. It's like lost media at this point.
Well, it's crazy. Everyone used to love Trump, even up into the point that he became the actual nominee. Like, people are even memory holing that. Like, the Dems were so happy he was running, and they gave him so much time in press because they thought he was a joke and a clown. And they were like celebrating, like, look at this asshole over here on these, like, you know, he looks like an idiot. Let's all give him this free press. And then like people actually were like, no, actually, fuck you. We're sick of all of you people. Let's go with Trump. Why not? And it like they created this media monster. And now, well, first they created a media darling, and now they've made him into Hitler. And now they've really painted themselves into a corner.
Well, and let's talk about the fact, first of all, so Dangerous just said this, we had an open primary and Kamala Harris won it, and nobody else got in the race. Nancy Pelosi said that today. And I mean, this is the first show I've done. It's crazy how we're like a half hour into the show and haven't even mentioned the fact that the other day there was another attempted assassination. Oh, and apparently today, I was just reading about this before. I have a couple friends who were at the Trump rally in New York, and they found explosive devices there.
Oh my God.
So, by the way, parentheses, side note, Kieran sent me a picture of him watching with his little feetsies up. So I was like, come on here, Kieran.
What else is crazy is how we know a wealth of information on this second assassin, but we still know jack shit about the first guy. Like they memory hold that dude, and he seems, I mean, obviously this nutcase from this recent attempt, you know, I mean, they tried to scrub his social media, but people were archiving it immediately. And it's like,
people were ready this time. To go get it real quick.
I mean, he's obviously unhinged. Like he fits the narrative of like the lunatic, you know, Slava Ukraini, like just totally out there, dude. And people are spilling tea on him. People are ready to talk about him. I want to know more about the first guy, because he had like crypto accounts. We don't know anything about him. He was cremated 10 days later. And that was when Iran was talking about doing an assassination. Like that's so like, I want to know more about that guy. Why do we know so much about this guy? I still have questions about the first fucking attempt.
Mm-hmm. How do I, John Doe said, send me a DM on Twitter, or if you don't have Twitter, email me, MikeyHarlow@gmail.com.
Also, I love that profile pic, John Doe. Renee Magritte is one of my favorite artists.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice.
Mm-hmm.
Trina said, I'm up here concerned for all you Americans. You guys are going through. Yeah, I just hope it works out okay. How's it for you, Gypsy? Like, have you always been based, or are you a new convert?
I think I've always been based for the most part. I mean, I was pretty apolitical up until around, like I say, 2015, 16, when all the craziness up here started with Jordan Peterson and Bill C. I forget what exactly. C whatever. You know, the pronoun bill. Do you remember that?
Yeah, glad he was proven wrong about all of that, right?
Yeah, that
he was crazy and crazy conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that kind of triggered everything up here. And it's a funny story because I've been on and off in university for the past few years, and I was, when I was saying a second ago, I was apolitical for a while. It was just a random chance I kind of got sucked into the whole Jordan Peterson thing and the pronoun bill. I was on my way to class and I looked to my left, and just a couple meters down, like there's this big gathering of people. I thought it was like some hippie drum circle or something. And then I was like, okay, I'll go listen to this guy kind of yelling outside on the steps. I don't know if you remember that, but there's like YouTube videos of it all where like all the trans people and all the supporters were, you know, basically just swarming around Jordan Peterson on the steps. I'm like, okay, I'll go check this out. And, you know, pretty much from there on, it was like downhill.
There?
Yeah, I was there right in person.
So cool.
Yeah, because Jordan Peterson's from like the school I go to or went to.
No way.
Yeah. So it was like right up there in person with them, and Lauren Southern was there too, like covering it all, and you know, it was crazy. And
yeah, what was that like?
I mean, I think everyone pretty much, you know, you've seen how they are. You can see them on the YouTube videos, like just how crazy they are. I mean, we were in class and lecture one day, and I got trapped in a mob of crazy trans activists. They burst through the doors in the lecture hall. They stormed down like right onto the stage, and the police were called, and there was like riots on our campus. And I'll see if I can find like the old videos on YouTube, but it was insane. I got trapped between a mob of trans activists and basically the Toronto police. It's like the other people, they just kind of like slammed the door shut, trying to get back into the lecture room. So yeah, I mean, the whole pronoun bill was insane. So we got pretty rough up here.
Well, and it's interesting how he was kind of on the forefront of that, and every word that he said has come true.
Pretty much, yeah. I haven't kept up on it in a while now, but I mean, you know, we have it pretty bad up here when it comes to free speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my friend Kieran is in the UK, and God, I mean, I think whatever's happening, just look at the UK right now to see what's going to be happening here in a couple years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, mate, you posted a meme.
Yeah.
It's really like it's 1984 over there. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then I guess Newsom's talking about doing some, and I'm sure it'll get struck down. Thank God we have a First Amendment here. That some sort of false accusation meme bill. I don't know what that was about, but definitely involved free speech and not good.
I believe it's probably just their excuses. I haven't researched the bill yet, but they're saying it's due to AI and deepfakes and stuff. So if it were just that, I would feel a little bit split, because I don't think we should be using AI and stuff like that in politics. It's a shitty road to go down. However, you know, they're just going to use that as an excuse, like they always fucking do, to censor dissent, to censor parody, to censor memes. They always have their starting point. Like at first it was, oh, it's just Alex Jones, it's just Milo, it's just these people, and then it's everyone at a certain point.
Well, yeah, it's crazy.
In the UK right now.
You see the UK police arresting people over all this, and just for posting on social media.
Yeah, if Kieran wasn't all snuggly with his feetsies up in bed, he could come on and tell us about the UK, but he is snuggly with his feetsies up in bed. So screw you, Kieran.
Oh, just like my profile picture. I don't blame him.
I should have worn that. So I'm actually wearing the pants right now. Like,
are you really? Oh, they're so similar to Johnny Depp's. Look at that. That's insane.
I was telling them before, this girl who watches my channel made me his outfit from it. Except on the back, it says Mikey.
I was just going to say, I remember seeing a picture. You have like some Mikey sweater with the number 10 on it, right?
Yeah. I need you
to wear that sometime.
Yeah, I need to take a picture of it. I'm just like, it's kind of crop toppy and I'm very out of shape. So I'm like, all right, let me put the fork down for a few minutes before I take this picture. Yeah, it's crazy. Prisoners, their government. How do you vote that shit out when they keep importing new voters? I'm very... Justin, how are you feeling about the election? I am nervous.
I do live an hour from southwestern PA, so I talked to the guy at the county there, going up to volunteer and all that good stuff to do my part. Helps that my grandma lived there for decades and stuff, and when you go into rural county, helps that do that conversation starter thing where it makes it easier. So looking forward to doing that here in the coming weeks.
Nice. Yeah. Here, at least I'm in Florida now, regardless of what happens. Hopefully it'll go well, but
Same here. I'm glad to be out of the DC area. I moved back here. This is my home state. I moved to a different section of the state, but I moved back here on December of 22 and have not regretted it whatsoever.
this is so true. Also, first of all, oh my God, you were in DC. Oh,
Yeah, more in Northern Virginia recently, which is a little more sane because, Virginia's kind of purplish. So that's what I was talking about. Glenn Youngkin in my video. That was another big point because I don't know if you remember, but in 21 we had it was in a suburban county of DC. We had a teenager girl that was violated in the bathroom by a quote unquote non-binary individual. And not only that, he was on parole with an ankle monitor, and the same school district decided to put him in a different high school, and he tried to do it again.
Jesus. I was
So that
just reading a
became a
story.
really big deal. And then the Democratic candidate, which was actually governor before, Virginia's really weird where you can't serve consecutive terms as a governor, but you can, step out for 4 years and run again.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think Virginia is the only state that you can't serve consecutive terms as governor.
Huh.
But he got caught on a moment on the debate stage saying, parents shouldn't be telling schools what to do. I'm like, play that as an ad right now, over and over.
I was just reading a story today, horrible, about this big hulk of a man who is in prison for murdering his 11-month-old stepdaughter proudly, no remorse, was telling the cops afterwards, yeah, I killed the bitch. And now on the taxpayer dime, he's being given all the gender reassignment surgery that he likes because he's really a woman, and he's getting a whole host of surgeries, breast implants, all this women's prison. It's sick. And the thing is too, like, I think this is kind of what you were talking about a bit before, is that I've always been supportive of the transes. I've always been, you do you, I respect everyone, but they've taken it. And so I used to feel like, oh, if somebody's really a trans, they should be in the, but like they've taken such advantage of people's kindness, of people wanting to be respectful, and it's gone too damn far that they're turning lifelong allies into enemies.
One of the things I believed until very, very recently, even though I left the left a little while ago, was that okay, they're not doing the surgeries with the minors. Okay, they're only doing the puberty blocker and the hormones. Well, one of the journalists I do really follow closely because he's so centered and you can pretty much take it to the bank. You don't have to fact check him every 5 minutes. Brad Palumbo, I'm like, oh, he's saying that they lied. Okay, now I believe that yes, this is actually going on and it was a lie, which is sad because I actually went down and thankfully our law turned out really good in a way. But I actually went down when they were, doing a trans minor, with medical treatment bill to ban that. And we actually ended up with a really good bill. We're the only state that has a ban, that there is that kind of really narrow exception, but the parents have to agree to, and like 3 doctors, that like the person's going to be suicidal if we don't do something. So, but I'm like, it's like I've been lied to, and I tried to advocate for you, and it's just sick.
Let me, by the way, hey, Jules. Sorry, I just want to catch up on some of the chats. Who knew if the book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, had such a valuable lesson? Yes, it did indeed. Hey, Emo, DC Isaac, my worlds are colliding. Hey, Shondalisa. Oh my God, everybody, I'm so excited. I am so excited. This man is one of the very first people I started listening to that changed my mind back when I was a liberal. I would literally be surrounded by at the very beginning, when I was just starting to wake up to this shit, I would be surrounded by crazy leftists all day, and then I would go home at night and cook dinner and binge watch all his YouTube videos. So I am so excited. Everybody say hello to the ranting monkey.
How do I live up to that, dude?
You do every day.
Howdy.
You're the fucking ranting monkey.
Hi guys, how is everyone tonight?
How you doing? I'm good.
I'm old and sick, man, but otherwise well, thanks.
What happened? I saw. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm just an old cripple, been sick for a little bit. Lots of coughing has made my back spasm. It'll stop and I'll be fine, but you know, it's miserable while it happens.
Oh, well, I hope you feel better. What you been up to, dude, other than being sickly cripple?
Mostly annoying liberals online because it amuses me.
It's just so much fun. It is just so much fun. They've been pissed at me the last week that I guess I put out a couple videos that did kind of well. And so they've been shrieking at me all
Yeah, I
week.
see them react to you. The one guy, you're not even funny. I'm like, you must have a broken funny bone because Mike is hilarious.
Oh, I love you, monkey.
No, even on my show when you were there the one time, but we talk about you over there all the time. And I'm like, you guys need to follow Mike. Mike is hilarious.
I love you, dude. You're the greatest.
I will take humor over almost anything else because I think it's how you remain sane in life.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't laugh at it, come to me. I'll find a way.
And it really is their kryptonite. Nothing pisses these people off more.
Oh, they have no
humor.
sense of humor anymore. Like none.
Well,
Do you
that's
remember
why.
when the Onion was funny?
Oh,
Was it though? I feel like that was always one of those things that really basic people loved, and maybe I just started paying attention after it was unfunny.
If you go back to near its beginning, first several years, yeah, it was clever, and now it's just like Trump sucks. Like, yeah,
Like fascist says he's gonna be dictator.
Yeah, the Onion's really not funny anymore.
Not even a little bit. And then it's brought out by that douche who used to work for NBC. Was it Collins? And
Which one?
It's Collins, right? Is that his last name?
I'm not sure.
Ben Collins.
Oh, that asshole.
that guy.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he's the one that got involved over there, and he's gonna make it funny again by not. I honestly don't know because everything I've seen since has been just the same old crap.
Mm-hmm. What is this? Emo trash. Mikey, did you see the outrage a couple porn stars managed to brew by shoving dildos in their pants, pretending they were trans women? Oh, I did see this.
That was amazing.
That was hilarious. I love it.
Epic trolling. That's the thing is like when I was in that community, because I could accept a certain amount of delusion from people because especially if you're in Hollywood and you think you're going to make it, you're delusional at that point. Like you have to be a little bit delusional if you want to go try to do something in Los Angeles. And from the gay ones, it was like, okay, I can tolerate a certain amount of delusion from some of you. Some of you I can't. You know, like the hookers that used to under the, Redmont or the Belmont Red Line stop in Chicago, like those were not vulnerable trans women. Those were tranny hookers that will kick the shit out of you, like, so there was a certain amount that I could tolerate. But then when they would start getting, how dare you mock the trans womanhood? And I'm like, girl, do you hear yourself? I don't know if you saw that. There was a TikTok, I think, from a guy. His name's like Xavier Rousseau, I think. Really funny gay black guy. And he's talking about, he's like, because he's got bleached blonde, he bleached his hair. And he was saying, like, a trans woman just tried to tell me that I might as well call myself white if I'm going to be bleaching my hair blonde. And I'm sitting here like, girl, do you really want to have that conversation right now? It's like, I could tolerate some of the delusions. There was respect, but the respect is totally gone. It's flown out the window.
That's the thing. They
respect it.
This is very relevant. And Courtney, one of the transes had the balls to say, "My gender is not your costume." Like, yeah, same to you, dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see the struggle session over Zoom of that guy forcing the woman? It was in Canada, I think, Gypsy. forcing that guy to say trans women are women.
Oh yeah,
Let
it
me
was in
see,
Alberta.
Let me try
Yeah,
to find it.
Oh yeah,
he was like having a
I
Zoom
think I heard
meeting
about it,
with.
but I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was like a Zoom meeting, and the trans woman was all like, we can't continue this Zoom meeting unless you like. She's like, oh, is a trans woman an actual real woman? And I just feel so bad because, well, I mean, Mikey's bringing it up, you'll see, but it was just so ridiculous. I mean,
I just searched struggle session and it came right up. Lou wants to know, where can I see the porn stars trolling? I don't know. This was a while ago.
A while ago, like 2 weeks ago.
Here it is. One sec. Okay, here. Oh, sorry. I thought that was one of you talking, but it's a video. Wait, okay, I'm bringing it up.
Ugh.
I'm gonna throw it over to Victoria.
So I don't know the context, but let me know, Gypsy. Maybe you do, since it's your countrymen. But
it was something like I think the Alberta government is trying to kind of like build bridges with the trans community and show they're not transphobic or whatever. And I don't know why, out of all the trans people, they pick someone like this instead of say, I don't know, Blair White or someone who's going to be easier to talk to.
They would never. It sounds to me like this lady on the left got in trouble for something, maybe. But here, let me play.
Now, and she'll just touch on a little bit more about that.
I love how, by the way, it's always people who are ideologically trans. It's never like somebody who's just lived their whole life as a trans. It's always like a dude in a lopsided wig.
Hi, Jennifer. I really want to thank you for meeting with us today and taking the time to try to signal that this is more of a priority for you.
Absolutely. Delighted to meet with you all.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Before I would ever say, though, that this was a productive meeting and be counted to the list of contacts that you've reached out to in the queer community, I have to know a few things of where you sit. Will you state on the record right now that trans women are women?
No.
I've never been asked that before.
Will you say that on the record right now?
No, I want to have some time to think on that.
Okay, well, that's me. Have a great day. And I will be speaking out against this meeting because you are clearly not ready to have this. So I'm not going to be added to the list of meetings that you are.
Yes.
Agree with me or you're not ready to have this conversation.
Yep.
That is like the perfect encapsulation of the left as it exists now. Okay. All right. Sorry.
Carrie Smith, I watched some of her stuff to start following. Thank you for that, Mike.
Hey!
It is, she talks about there's these key phrases or questions they use to shut down conversations so they don't talk with people that think differently from them when it comes to the left.
Yeah, thought terminating cliches.
We have our other lovely Canadian correspondent giving us context. Jennifer Johnston, that's the woman on the left, got into trouble for not being on board with trans ideology. She was kicked out of the Alberta United Conservative Party. It's the Conservative Party. Well, am I wrong, or isn't the Conservative Party there basically liberal?
No, the Conservative Party are actually more right-leaning, and that's what I was saying before. The Conservative Party, I think in this meeting, she's trying to reach out and build bridges, right? Try to seriously discuss trans issues, but this chick or guy, Victoria on the right, is just not having it.
Grifty, my love, send me a thing if you are around, if you want to come on. Sherry, love you. You guys are the greatest. Also, by the way, parentheses, if you guys feel so inclined, send in your super chats, help support the channel. While
we're going to have with people where you say, well, I met this person and this person, because no. You can't say I've had these consultations and use that as justification for you to work your way back into caucus, which is why we know you're really here. This only happens. This meeting is only happening because you're on Twitter, in the Twitter sphere, and people are debating whether or not you're going to be led back into caucus, and Premier Smith is debating that. And so you need to do some PR work. And I'm not going to be your Band-Aid. I'm not going to be your pink washing. Unless you can tell me right now that you believe that I, as a trans woman, right now, right here, am a woman, then we don't have a lot to work on here. You want to talk about?
Well, he's got the passive aggressiveness of a woman, I will say.
The drag
Oh my
community,
God, Mikey.
the drag community, we just call that malicious gay faggotry.
Yes.
Listening to the
Oh, I
community?
remember
If you-
interning at a church in DC, and I got a side talking to for misgendering someone. Well, actually, they were transitioning to the pronouns I actually use. So,
You can't start with that basic foundational principle that we are who we say we are in our bones.
Your pelvis.
Then I don't think
are
we're on
amazing.
the same page for working forward. So I'll give you one last chance.
One last chance.
Are trans women? Will you say that on the record right now?
Victoria, we can disagree on things. And
Not on that.
still
Not
feel
on my
good,
identity. No. Not
and
on
I
that.
can still care
No,
about
You're
you,
not
even if-
asking about your identity. You're asking her to make a statement of fact, which is a false fact. If you like, I feel like what I would say, if the most supportive I can be, is trans women are trans women. What is wrong with
Yes.
that? What is wrong with acknowledging that there is a difference? Like, they are basically the ones saying that different means bad.
Well, the honest answer is this, because if they are different, then they're not women, therefore they're not special. That's what it boils down to. Trans didn't used to be an identity. A trans woman was seen as a woman because she wanted to be seen as a woman. She didn't want to be reminded that she wasn't biologically a female. It was, the transition was very quick. The
Exactly.
worst part of it, growing out your hair, starting the hormone. Now, the journey is the end, which is insane, and it's amazing how much more special each new iteration of it is. Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
not-
God. Sorry, parentheses. Grifty, you are the greatest, dude. Thank you so much. Pay your gaperation,
Yes.
people. Nobody's knocking down Mikey's door with that rainbow money. Also, that's a man.
It is a
I
man.
love you, dude. You got to come back on here whenever you're around. Obviously, the only people knocking down my door is all my Jew money, obviously.
I'm still trying to
Yes.
get in on some of that Jew money. I was
I know.
actually
Same.
Massage,
was-
my shekels.
I was
Caitlin,
told
don't you
to
wish?
Jew the other day, and you'd think in 50 years I would have noticed, but apparently it slipped my mind.
Wait, I thought Mikey's a Russian bot. Isn't that where he's getting his money
Those are
from?
all-
That's
yeah,
right,
I
I'm
was
getting my
remembering
Putin
the
money.
Russia thing.
Yeah, I got my Putin bucks.
I'm getting rubles. I'm getting shekels. I'm getting yen. I'm getting it all, baby.
So my dad is Jewish, so I'm Catholic religiously, but I'm half Jewish. So like, Caitlin, don't you wish like half the things they say about Jews were true? I'm like, I wish you were right.
I wish. I mean, first of all, again, I'm a maid, so I'm clearly not like raking in tons of like startup tech millionaire money coming my way. You know, there are working class Jews out there. And that's funny because
That's what the Jews want us to think, guys.
I would be so much easier. I wish there was a Jew alumni chat where I could get in there with Ben Shapiro and Mossad and Bibi.
Yeah.
You know, especially another reason I left the drag scene is the Queers for Palestine.
Oh, Christ.
Crazy. And I became like, especially after I moved to Utah, because there's like 6 Jews there. I was like the spokesperson every day. It was like they were, you have to answer for the Israeli government. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Christ.
This is
I had a struggle session kind of over that more recently because, I have been to Israel too. And what happened is that it's like, okay, October the 7th made me angry for the Israelis. And then the other thing that did happen was their defense minister did come out and say, okay, no water, no food. And I'm like, what about the children? And so, okay, I agree with you on that, liberals. Like, that is a legitimate concern with that. You don't want to do collective punishment. And then here today, the big revelation was the past couple days with that pager attack. If you guys heard about that, they basically made these exploding pagers in Lebanon with Hezbollah. And that is the most targeted thing you can actually do with the least amount of innocent civilians getting hurt or killed. And here they are, and here these same people are condemning it. So I'm like, okay, you really just don't want them to defend themselves at all.
Yeah, that's it.
By the way, yeah, completely. This is a great point too, Lou. If trans women are women, why then do they have two different words for it?
Mm-hmm. And it's sad because, you know, there was a well-balanced ecosystem. Like 15 years ago, you know, I had friends that would be considered today like base transsexuals. I mean, nobody speaks to me anymore since I started making content on YouTube because I've come down super harsh and super critical. In my private life, on one-on-one, you know, situations, I'm a lot nicer. You know, my content is more targeted, and, you know, I don't. So I get why people think that like I hate everybody. I don't. And I remember a time when it was like, yeah, okay, like I'm in the club. These guys, they're doing their thing. They're not hurting anybody. And in the gay club is a different. The bathroom thing in the gay club is a different thing. It's a different ecosystem. There's different rules. And I don't like the idea of trying to turn the world into the gay club, because in there, it's like you go in the woman room in the gay club, and it's like you're going to see drag queens, trans people, you know, dudes doing cocaine.
That's why I pee at home if I'm going out.
Yeah, it's like that. It's the
You'll never find a lock on a bathroom door there.
Like I knew going into the gay club as a woman, I'm not going to have privacy in the women's room, but I understood that and respected that because that's where I was going. I wasn't going into the lesbian club. I was going into the gay club, you know, to be the fag hag for the night. And it's like, okay, that's that I could abide by those rules because there was a communal understanding and it was a subculture. But now it's like you can't legislate that shit. You can't put it into law, because once you put gender identity in law, it obliterates any sex-based protections for women, period. And there's ways that we can accommodate without totally obliterating. But when you see the other side, at least the radical activists wanting all or nothing, it's like, then you get nothing. You get nothing then.
That's where I'm at too. Let me play the rest of this because this is nuts.
We disagree.
Wonderful. But I will be speaking out against this meeting 100% if you can't say that right now, because I'm not going to have you add my name to the list of meetings that you've had to show that you're, quote, doing the work. Because you're not doing the work. The work is the inner work. You're learning the outer work. You're learning what you're allowed to say in public and what you're not, so you don't get in this situation again because you got caught saying what you really
Isn't that what
thought.
it's about?
And you did think that. But you haven't shown that you've changed. Because if you can't respect us, then how can I work with you? If you don't believe that I am a woman sitting right here, right now, how on earth are you saying that you're working with me? What work have you done then if you can't start with, yes, Victoria, you are a woman?
How do you expect somebody to do that?
No,
when you're not willing to have a conversation?
Oh, I hate these people so much.
So
the world is just so tired of
that, right? Like,
and the thing is,
how do you expect a person to change their mind if you're not willing to even have a conversation with them to try to persuade them?
Well, and the thing is, too, they so badly want to be seen as women, but they are so disrespectful to actual women. They won't listen to a woman. They won't, like, they're kind of more manly than actual men.
Yeah, the male aggression comes out. The male aggression comes out. And, you know, it's kind of funny to see in a Schadenfreude way, because, you know, as much as I hate infighting when it comes to my own personal fights, watching other people's infighting, I'm like, get the popcorn out. And so the split in the trans community now, the base transsexuals and the trans rights activists, it's fun to watch because they get into these like ideological spirals where they all paint each other into a corner. And I'm just sitting there like, here comes the male aggression. Like, here it comes. Like, you know, like, take that wig off and now you're going to start throwing punches and you're a whole ass man again. And it's like,
how about, whoa, man, you have a penis.
And yeah, so and like doing the work. I hate hearing that, because doing the work, you mean being brainwashed? You want me to be brainwashed? That's what you're saying.
The same thing when they say educate yourself.
Ugh.
Mhm.
Do you guys remember? I haven't heard this one in a while. The emotional I won't do the emotional labor.
Emotional labor, the most ridiculous.
I think, by the way, when I was first realizing all this stuff, I think I learned half of these terms from Monkey's videos. He covers all the nut jobs.
Used to make quite the living of laughing at their ignorant phrasing.
It was so good. It was so good. It's like, I feel like now though they're I kind of missed the era where we could just laugh at them from afar, but now it's like they've gained power in every institution where it's their insanity is institutionalized, but not in the way it should be.
Yeah, and then they want to pass laws that are basically like stepping all over parity rights, and it's like, you know, like if we can't even coming after the First Amendment, if you like just learn to have thicker skin. Back 10, 15 years ago when I was hanging around in the clubs, you know, transsexuals could take shit, you know, and like in backstage and during drag shows, if a transsexual was getting too up in the delusion, up in the fantasy, there would be a whole ass drag queen right there to say like, calm down, sir, and put that one back in their place. And then they would like, there was an ecosystem, and now we can't make jokes, we can't laugh at anything. Although I have been seeing stand up online now, thankfully, where I'm like, maybe I should get back into stand up, because like if we can say retarded again, if we can make fun, you know, if we can make fun of troons again, it's getting crazy. Especially the ones that really deserve the most mocking are the straight guys who become big fetish freaks and, you know, like ruin their whole families. That's mostly what I do on my YouTube channel. I started a show called Gorgeous Blokes where I go.
Is that where people can find you on there?
Yes, my YouTube channel is called DC Isaac. I've taken a big break because I went back to full-time work, and you know, I met some crazy people through YouTube that kind of turned me off from getting involved with people, and I'm like, taking a step back. But I just
subscribed, so you guys should subscribe. DC
Isaac. Thank you. I do have a passion for making fun of the autogynophiles on Translator because they're just such clowns. Like I can't, because it's Translator is when it's people who transition later in life. So the majority of them are middle-aged men who have like gooned themselves into becoming full-time cross-dressers. There's younger guys on there too, but they just show up how ridiculous they are. And
it's bizarre too. You go on any dating app like Tinder or whatever, and half the people on there are trans, and the other half say they're only looking for a trans.
Yeah, on Grindr, it's insane. I know what you mean. I remember that years ago.
I'm banned from Grindr. I'm banned from Hinge. I got banned from Hinge because my friend signed me up for it, and they make you answer questions on there. And there was a question that was like, how do you connect with the queer community? And I answered the truth. I was like, by staying as far away from insufferable alphabet people as humanly possible. Banned.
That's a good point. I want to talk about like the past as well, like going back, like even more than 15 years, like 20, 25 years ago when I first came out and started hanging around like the downtown scene. It's like, this is anecdotal. And, you know, I had like a few trans, like, I don't know, friends, but acquaintances. And back then, like, you know, if you met a trans person, they were full 100% committed to either their, you know, passing as a male or female, not like, you know, this, you know, girl in a dress with a beard and like hairy legs and whatnot. I mean, like they really wanted to like just, you know, pass and blend in with society and, you know, not be bothered, not have anyone else bother them. And now it's just, you know, it's so crazy. And it's going back to what you said as well, Mikey, before, where, you know, they're all in places of authority now. And I think part of the big problem is like not even in the universities, but in forms of government where people in authority have just blindly said, yes, you know what, you're correct. Let's give you a position of power to influence the rest of society. And no one really kind of like stopped to question them, be like, you know, maybe this is going a bit too far. You know, maybe this doesn't really make sense at all.
Yep, that's what I say. I'm like, truly, the biggest thing that people could do is just say no to these people.
I'm glad I'm taken right now hearing all of this.
Aww. How long you guys been together?
I am engaged and getting married in April. So
Oh,
congrats.
congratulations!
thank you.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, yeah. Hopefully, maybe your luck will rub off on me.
Hopefully.
I become more homophobic by the day.
The dating scene will do that to you.
Mm-hmm. You're married, right, Monkey?
Yeah, we just passed 31 years.
Oh my god, together or married?
Married. Together's like 33. We
Are
met in
you
high
old
school.
enough to be married? Oh my god.
I got married when I was 18.
You lucky bitch. Aw. So I'd asked them before you joined, but I wanted to ask you, Monkey, how are you feeling about the election? What are you thinking right now?
I heard you ask that, and I prepared my answer in advance, so I need to do this first. This is based on right now. I do this anytime I talk about elections and where they're going to go, and I did this in 2020, and about this time in 2020 is when I started saying Trump's going to lose, and people hated hearing it. But I go based on the polls, and I know trust me, I know everything wrong with polls. I've been at this for a long time, but they can be a gauge. And I saw a poll it was either yesterday or the day before that told me Kamala was up by, I want to say it was 4 points. But if you go through and read the rest of the poll, it said 54% of the people in the poll said the country was headed in the wrong direction. And like, those two things don't go together. How is 54% saying that it's the wrong direction, but they're picking the person who's, on that side? And then I saw today, Gallup came out with a poll. Kamala's favorability ratings at a -10. I think the polls are accurate in that if you know how they do the polling, they're heavily slated towards the left. They always oversample Democrats. And if you know that, you can judge. And looking at what I'm seeing right now, Kamala's in real trouble. She's in real trouble. She is not picking up the black vote the way they want her to and need her to win. And the enthusiasm for her is not there. And unlike in 2020, where they're like, yay, let's go with the old, clearly demented guy that they won't show us on TV. Kamala's out there enough that we actually get to see who she is. And nobody that knows Kamala likes her.
Terrible to work.
She's basically no one.
No.
By the way, parentheses, not to interrupt, but two things. First of all, like I said, chat, if you feel so inclined, send in your grift bucks, your gaperations. But also, I would like to welcome a beautiful, dear friend of mine to the stream. I'm so happy to see you, dude. Everyone say hello to Mr. Fealty.
Hey, what's going
Hello.
on?
Howdy.
How you doing, dude?
Pop by. I'm doing good. I'm rendering some videos right now, so I figure I stop by and say hi.
I'm
Here
glad
the,
you can make it.
The election chat. What else did I miss?
Angry transes, yeah, miserable gays. That's the usual.
So the top three golly things of the last 8 years.
You could, yeah. I feel like you could, you could click on any moment of any show I ever do, and you'll probably hear miserable gays, angry transes, or I don't know.
Movie feels so out of place.
Talk about scary movies and stuff,
That's it. That's all I talk about. Sorry though, Monkey. What were you saying?
Oh no, I had finished my thought. Yeah, I think Kamala's in trouble, and I think people are they're taking a little too much. It's the word I'm looking for here. They're believing a little too much in the press hype. It's fake. It is hollow. She does not have the support they want to pretend she does.
Yeah. I really thought, I'd been saying for so long, don't underestimate her. Don't underestimate her. I think I overestimated her. Because I try to look at things objectively. I really thought she would be better at this. I really thought objectively she would be a stronger candidate. I thought she would be a much better actress. I thought they would give her lines and she'd go out there and deliver. And she's pretty terrible.
If you go back to before the 2020 election, you'll find me going, yeah, Kamala is a strong speaker and everything. but that was based on Senate meetings and stuff that you see her in, where they really do come in with prepared speeches that they give, and their questions are all written out to get that gotcha moment for C-SPAN. But if you watched her during the 2019 election, this is a woman who raised $40 million, who had the biggest ever crowd when she did her announcement speech at that time. And she didn't make it to the starting line.
Well, she was not well liked in California.
No.
I lived there. Like, people shat on her all the time. We all thought she was an idiot. And even coming from
she is.
like she's I sometimes think when she starts talking, I think about that clip of Michael Malice on Joe Rogan where he's saying, like, well, you can't criticize Kamala because it's sexist, racist, and ableist. And Joe Rogan,
that's right.
Joe Rogan goes ableist. He goes, yeah, she's retarded.
Well, Mikey, did you watch the debate? I'm assuming you did.
Of course. It's like the nerds Super Bowl.
Can you name a single question she actually answered with a relevant answer? She talked a lot, but a single one, and they were giving her softballs.
It's such a weird response to this debate because it's like a role reversal, because usually I feel like I'm someone who's more critical of Trump. And I thought it wasn't perfect. There were a lot of missed opportunities, but I thought he did well. And a lot of the hardcore Trump people I know thought he did terribly.
I saw a lot of things. I think it was the Megyn Kelly show was one of the first responses I saw. And they're like, he kept getting baited. He kept getting baited. And it's like, do you not understand that a majority of Trump's audience actually enjoys that part of him when he goes after something? Because they're like,
he didn't need to win Trump people. He's already got the Trump people.
I agree.
Yeah, my worry when he was getting baited was, you need to speak to the issues to get these very few undecideds in these swing states.
You're not going to get undecideds from a debate, though.
Maybe.
Fair, and the news cycle constantly moves on.
Well, and if
There's
anything,
a lot of people on the left that really like Biden, and they are upset that he got taken out. And they're also worried about Kamala. They don't know if she's going to be a real contender. And during that debate, she really didn't have anything to say. And if Trump came in there saying what his actual plans were going to be in a well-said manner, instead of his kind of off-the-cuff, kind of going one point to another and in and out and kind of repeating same things over and over again, like, oh, it's the greatest economy. How is it the greatest economy compared to now? Really hit the points in a well-said way. He really could have turned a lot of votes, and he didn't do that. And she was able to lie. He was getting fact-checked. He was getting lied about while she's sitting there lying. It wasn't necessarily a win. And I really think that with Kamala, she didn't have to do anything. There's 20+ million people, new voters that have come into the country that maybe you never know what's going to happen, on top of the same election strengthening, let's call it, that, was put in place last time that might, strengthen the election again. She doesn't really need to do anything. It's just a matter of they have to create a good enough image of a plausible reality so that when the strengthening occurs in this election, then they'll be able to say anyone who questions this, anyone who says anything is going to go to jail, is going to be investigated. You're going to have 87,000 IRS people looking into people that are questioning things. You're going to have the shutdown of social media. You're going to have the total shutdown of all talk, while she sits there and gives you a 25% tax on your unrealized gains, making it so if you own anything, you can't own it anymore, but you'll be happy because you don't own anything. So she didn't have to really do anything. That scared me more than anything else that happened in that debate, was the fact that she didn't have to say anything. She didn't have to do anything. There is no second debate planned.
See, this is, I have to disagree with you, because Trump has been around and in the political sphere overly analyzed since 2015. Kamala has been a name that's been out there. Her face has occasionally popped up, but people don't know anything about her. And you can see by how they're keeping her in her little bubble. They don't want you to, because they know the more she talks, the less people like her.
Yeah,
she
but
had to go
Biden
out
won the
there
election
and put a
from a
home
basement.
run, and she didn't.
Biden won the election from a basement.
Biden has also been in politics for 50 years.
For the last 4 years, have you been able to legally question the election? Would Michael's channel get taken down if we question the election?
Question it.
How many people have been deplatformed?
Actually, as of
and
right
shut
now, you
down for
can question
questioning
the
it?
election on YouTube.
For the majority of those 4
Until
years, that
until
channel will
the
get
day
taken
after
down.
the election, you can.
Yeah. So I'm just saying the actual reality is, I mean, just a few weeks ago, I was talking with my neighbor next door, a Chinese lady who moved here in 2009. And I was actually really surprised that she said she voted for Trump in 2020. And every Chinese person she knows is voting for Trump this year. And many of them voted for Trump in 2020. And this is New York. So to hear that the Chinese community in New York, coming from a communist country, are all like, and it's not just that they are in support of Trump, they are vehemently in support of Trump. They are so done with the Democrats, they're so done with the left, especially because of the open border, that they don't feel safe. Like when she gets off a train in Manhattan, when she has to go to Chinatown, she's terrified to get off the train, and she's looking around to make sure she's not going to get pushed on the tracks, even when she's waiting on trains. She's terrified to walk down the street. So the actual reality is that, all questioning aside, we know what the real reality is, that the majority of the country is in support of Trump, sees the reality of what's going on, is terrified that they're not making enough money, food's going up, they don't feel safe when they go outside, everything's falling apart. It doesn't take a moron to be able to call this out, but it's just so blatant. But at the same time, in 2020, the blatantness of what the actual reality was so easily thwarted and barely questioned. And the only time people actually stood up and said something, they got bamboozled into an entrance of a building that got turned into a multi-year escapade of lies and slander before all the video footage was actually released, and people can actually see, like, oh, that's an old lady taking a tour of a building, pretty much. So when we look at the actual of what's coming and what's plausible of what's to come, to me, this is not a said and done thing. The amount that Trump has to win over, he doesn't have to just win over what he has and what the real reality is of what he has, but he has to win over their people. That's the most important thing for him to win over, and to be able to point out what he will do and why it will work, compared to her being able to sit there and be like, yes, we're going to do the things and unburden people from what has been. And that's all she has to do. Her thing is, she can't say something that could be easily proven to be like, that would mess up your life. But then again, the social medias and everything are never going to let you see all the time she said she's going to stop the fracking, she's going to do these unrealized gains taxes, she's going to do all these terrible things for the economy in the country. No one knows it in their reality, even though the majority of people are Trump supporters. Just
where I try to look at it from is that I hope you're right that the majority are with Trump. I don't know. I look at it from so many people. I know members of my family who there are, maybe half the country, but there are many people who, when they hear the word Trump, have a psychological breakdown. And so I always look at things as like, he has to kind of chip down at that wall. I want to check in with chat. Chat has said a bunch of stuff that I wanted to hit on. There's a grifty. That debate wasn't for hardcore Trump people. That debate was to make normies and people like Mike feel better pulling. Cat Gott's people like Mike. The fuck are you talking about, Grifty? See, he's still pissed that I didn't want Trump to run again and was very skeptical about this campaign. However, I've always said that I would vote for him regardless if he's the candidate. I had two concerns. I still have two concerns. One, I will forever be pissed off about the scamdemic. However, I feel very, he is obviously by far the lesser of two evils on that issue. And I feel like that's a conversation for January. You got to win. I still want accountability. I still want us to really reckon with what happened, but that's a conversation for January. And my other concern is, can he win? And I still don't know that, but I don't think there's anyone else who would do any better than he did. So, I feel like if he's going to lose, then anyone would have probably.
The something that gave me a little bit of hope was, and actually it was really deceiving, but I saw something on Facebook with the HRC, which sometimes I don't know why these organizations are existing now. I mean, we have our
Yep.
rights, but I digress.
Mhm.
They were saying they were trying to trump it up that, oh, we've got, it was really 67%, but 70% support of the LGBT community. I'm like, actually, that's historically low for you.
He got 30% of the LGBT vote in 2020, and it'll be more this time.
Yeah, it's they tried to say it was 70% when it really said 67, and of course, I think they're going to inflate that a little bit. So I expect at least 35%. I mean, look at all the online presence, and if that helped me, plus my own family and friends talking to me, and you look at those types of things, and all you really have to do is wake up and smell the coffee that um, it- you're not oppressed and you haven't been oppressed for a while. I mean, it's been a while since 2015 now. So you can wake up to that and realize, hey, you do have a choice. You don't have to vote one way.
It's sad but true. Emo trash. Even if he does win, he has to live at this point. God, the world that these people
True.
have created for us. Hey, Jacob. Jacob said, to be clear, why I was harsh on Trump debate night, I think Harris outperforming her low expectations looked good for her, and Trump underperformed. But how could he now underperform? I kind of think. See, in the night that it happened, I thought like he did pretty well, but I think he means by not
when she didn't answer a single question.
I think that, well, obviously the media spin made it, they focused in on the cats and the dogs thing and making him look angry and whatever, everything that the imperial media does. So I think that was like and obviously, like, if you're looking at reactions on Twitter, like those are very insulated as well. So, but what I think what was great about that debate like afterwards, there's now a lot of people, as we know, like most people are not getting their news from the mainstream media anymore. They're looking at independent things. They're listening to podcasts. They're listening to, independent journalists on Substack. And I'm seeing really interesting discussions and analysis of her word salad, and people who are like very, I would say, either centrist or like still kind of undecided or not wild about Trump are noticing and picking up like she didn't actually answer anything, and that, the moderators were being unfair. And so I actually think, even though debates don't make a big impact in terms of polls and which way people are going to vote, it actually has put out on the record the way Kamala Harris can manipulate in real time to make people think that she's like saying something of substance compared to the guy who's saying the cats and the dogs. But then after you get over your emotional reaction to it and really look at what was said, it's like, oh, she actually said nothing. And now I am more concerned.
I could see what Jacob's saying, that because she didn't piss her pants, there wasn't a moment that anyone could point to of where she melted down. But it's kind of
Biden died on stage, so of course everybody was like, holy shit. So if that's what you're up against, like, fucking Mr. Ed is going to do a better job than Joe Biden. So.
Gypsy, what's the Canadian perspective? How are Canadians? Do you think they're all just completely on Kamala?
I honestly think Canadians have like even a more severe case of TDS. Like, I mean, I'll be scrolling through things on Twitter, YouTube comments or whatever, and it'll be about Canadian elections and Pierre Poilievre, and all of a sudden people will be like, yeah, Trump this, Trump that. And I honestly think people up here are just crazier in a sense. But anecdotally, I think Trump's going to win the election, but I think it's going to be super, super close. I think, the mainstream media is going to do their thing, trying to sabotage it, rig it, do whatever they can to get Kamala to win. So I honestly think, Americans really need to keep up the pressure, just like, honestly, from today up until election night, just, do everything they can to expose all the lies of the left, things like that.
Well, and let me know how you guys feel about this, but I think a big component of this that not enough people talk about is just how awful the party itself is, that he has really no party behind him, because we're seeing all these articles come out now. It was exactly what happened in 2020, preparing us for what's most likely going to happen, saying, oh, well, we won't know the results on election night and mail-in ballots. And every time I see that, I'm like, where the hell is the party fighting this now? You can't agree to compete in a rigged game and then complain about the outcome. You have to fight the rules beforehand. So I feel like they should be fighting this now. They should have been fighting this months ago, years ago, and I don't really see them doing much of anything.
Yeah, the Pennsylvania state legislature should have done something. I think it's narrowly Republican. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I'm very worried about the fortifying.
Yeah,
well,
nothing's
I'm
really changed.
And honestly, I mean, not to get too black-pilled here, but I have a little bit of like a Carrie Matheson from Homeland streak, and I'm very concerned about our national security at this moment. I think we're very vulnerable to some sort of attack backed by the IRGC, which is essentially backed by the Biden regime, with our poor foreign policy over there and flooding money into Iran. And, with the threats against Donald Trump, and considering the last time we had a terrorist attack in this country, it was almost precisely a year after the second intifada started in Israel. And so when I see that it's been almost a year since October 7th, I can't help but feel like we are in a time where history is rhyming. And, I don't want to get too like fucking black-pilled again. But it's like, I'm worried that something's going to happen right before the election to make it so that they don't even let us have it, or to really interfere, taking advantage of some sort of national tragedy to totally fuck the election up.
I don't think they'll go that route. They don't need to.
No, not that they don't need to, but I'm just saying, like, we're very vulnerable to attack right now. And after the chaos of September 11th, is all I'm saying.
Well, what?
Yeah, I don't think, though. I think most of that stuff is not like, a random act from a group of people who decide to do something. I think everything is all planned. I mean, when you see pictures of Osama with like our political leaders at parties and stuff years and years before, September 11th, you start seeing a connection between all of these organizations and all these people. The only thing is it's a way they want to do this theater show. So Trump, when he's in power, the theater show is going to be in a way that it's a little bit calmer, it's nicer, it's survivable. When the corrupt people are in power, they don't care about anything. So they could just do anything, and there's going to be nothing that slows them down. I mean, Trump getting in is not going to stop the WEF, BlackRock, Vanguard, the Fed, the SEC, all these organizations that are trying to stamp down all of humanity. I mean, yeah, there might be an attack or something that might happen, but the bigger nightmare is the fact that the SEC is suing companies into the ground and stopping any form of growth of our economy. The Fed is printing our money to oblivion, so now like an egg, what used to cost you like 10 cents an egg, is now costing you like almost 70 cents an egg. That's
kills
a
me.
real tragedy.
Kills me. Grocery prices.
Yeah.
Don't get
Like,
me started on grocery prices up here.
Like, do what you want, fine, destroy the country, burn down cities. Do not come between me and my food. Like, that is a step too damn far.
Well, you gotta eat the bugs, right?
Yeah, eat the bugs.
But
Yeah,
no one's been
groceries
eating
are so
bugs.
insane.
We haven't known that in McDonald's beef patties that there are maggots in their patties to help sustain the beef patty. We haven't known that for decades, even though everyone's now up in arms about eating the bugs, even though they have been eating them.
Wait, we knew that? We knew that? I didn't know
ago.
that.
You didn't know that? Decades ago it came out that there are maggots and it's like a preservative for the meat patties. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Monkey?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. Look it up. It's out there.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
people
saw
have
somebody
it
was
in there.
posting about this. The next trend is going to be eating dirt.
Oh, the
And
Haitians do that.
I was just gonna say they bum tay. They make dirt cookies in Haiti. So
She knows the name of it.
I'm educated.
Yeah, educate yourself. Do the work.
I did the work.
Do the work.
I was looking up what they were eating in Haiti, and it's literal fucking dirt cookies.
I feel a bit encouraged. Well, on two fronts. At the beginning, grifty. Since if you're out there, still salty that I didn't jump on board immediately with Trump.
I was salty about that when you were telling me about it after Chrissy's show, and you were like, "Oh, I'm really liking DeSantis," and I was like, in my head, I was like, "No."
Okay, first of all, DeSantis ran like the worst campaign in the world. But
what was that thing about his heels? His like high heels or something? I don't remember that. What that was all about.
He just did everything wrong and horribly. But no, what I was gonna say is I'm feeling a lot more encouraged, and because I haven't had huge expectations out of Trump, even if he wins. But I'm feeling a bit encouraged with the people he's starting to bring in. I love this sort of team that they're building with RFK and Tulsi. And then RFK came out today and said that he would be in charge of the FDA or appointing someone to the FDA. So I think that's good.
Let me give you a little hope. The Teamsters just came out. The Teamsters. And said they're not endorsing anybody this time because their membership voted overwhelmingly for Trump.
That's crazy.
And I think
I know
Biden
what
was
the
actually
news
ahead,
says,
like
but
it was
if
a
you-
big swing.
Yeah, they have not for 30 years. They've always had a person they've endorsed, and this time they're like, we can't because even our members think Kamala sucks.
Grifty, you leave my governor alone, bitch.
For the record, Mike, I'm with you on that. One, I do think DeSantis is a better candidate overall than Trump is. I have never voted for Trump.
Really?
Really? This is the first time I will be voting for a major party candidate in a long time.
Hey!
Because of the lawfare bullshit.
Yes.
The Democrats cannot be rewarded for that shit.
Hey, Mike, I shared a screen with you there if you want to pull
Oh, yeah,
it up.
one sec. He didn't embrace the he should have. Short kings are awesome.
Yeah, you liked him. You thought he was like a good option.
I love him as governor. He ran a terrible campaign.
But you don't find it strange at all that the dude pretty much gets into office because of Trump's support, and then when he's got a chance to back Trump, he stabs him in the back to run against him?
Get the fuck out. I hate this argument so fucking much. There is no stabbing in the back. Like, people are still talking. Somebody's coming at me with this the other day about some other subject about loyalty. And look, I am 1000% on board with Trump, but like, we should not have loyalty to politicians, no matter who it is. I feel very strongly about that. Because we'll see what happens. If God forbid Trump loses, and I hope this doesn't happen, then he was proven right. Because if you think that the other guy can't win, have loyalty to your country and step forward, which obviously he sucked at, but
Even when I voted for Obama in 2008, I was like, I had a problem with the whole hope thing. I'm like, I'm going to put hope in a politician? What is this?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, now we've moved on from hope to joy, mandated.
Oh, and they're joy
you,
stealers. It's
Well,
like
you know what?
ridiculous.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a joke in 30 Rock where Liz Lemon is making everybody that works for her come to her party, and she goes, "Ain't no party like a Liz Lemon party because a Liz Lemon party is mandatory." That's what it feels like. Mandated joy.
shut the fuck up, Fealty.
And I thought I kicked around voting like libertarian because there's no risk of Trump losing the state. But I was like, and I could have gone that route, but I just realized, especially when it came even before the debate night and going into, I'm like, I really want him to win and kick her butt. Like it's a little bit of emotion too, but it's just like, I'm at the point, like, I do want him to win.
Actually, though, if God forbid Trump loses, I'm going to say in hindsight, it's not even DeSantis that should have been the candidate. It should have been Vivek. He really won me over. I thought he was full of shit at the beginning. I was like, I don't trust this guy. He really won me over.
I love me some Vivek, but there's no way in hell he would win.
You don't think?
No.
Too shifty.
And it's not that. He's too old school. He's too Old school
Really?
libertarian, not new libertarian, where I supported Bernie and it didn't work out, so now I'm a libertarian. But actual libertarian thought where you leave me alone, I'll leave you the fuck alone, and we can go about our business. And that we live in a country where it's like, please govern me harder, daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's he had no shot. Believe me, Mike, I have made some horrifically gay comments about how much I love Vivek, but there's no way he wins.
Grifty.
Vote for DeSantis before Vivek any day, anytime. And
Which
I don't
DeSantis,
like
though? What do you not like about DeSantis? What do you not like about DeSantis?
He's a great governor. What he did in Florida during the pandemic was
Then
wonderful.
you do like him.
He did shut down the state, though, at first.
They all
but
did.
then
At least he saw
reopened.
the error of
Well,
his
South
ways.
Dakota did not shut down, not even for a day.
When South Dakota runs, I'll vote for South Dakota.
Kristi Noem, give her a chance.
Oh,
I'd
great,
rather
the
see
dog
her
shooter.
Oh,
Isn't she? There was something else with her, though. Wasn't it like she was weak on the trans issue or something?
Everyone's weak on the trans issue. You're either for it or against it, or you accidentally call someone a she or a he, or or you don't want them in sports, but you're happy for them to be in a bathroom, or
Grifty, thank you so much, my love. Voters shouldn't have loyalty to politicians. Other politicians should have loyalty to people who get them elected. If they should have the ones who got him elected in his state.
Yeah,
I'm
but
curious to
it
what
doesn't show a good sign of a team player if the second they have a chance to make their own team, they're like, screw you, I'm gonna run.
No, that's bullshit. Because especially when you look at back then, a year or two ago, for me at least, my biggest concern is I was like, Trump's campaign has somewhat been better than I thought it would be. But my concern is he will not win. So and I hope this isn't what happens, but if we're looking back on this 6 months from now and he lost, DeSantis was right. He wasn't right to choose to run and then run such
but that doesn't
an
mean
abysmal
DeSantis
campaign.
would have won. You can't say just because Trump loses, DeSantis would have won.
That's what it was, by the way, Grifty. She vetoed a trans sports bill. That was it.
Oh.
And that seems like a very easy one, too. Like, there are some things that you could say are complicated with the trans. That ain't one of them.
I'm just saying, I don't think DeSantis could have won. He did great in Florida. He had some name recognition built up. But he would have gone on stage with his hidden lifts in his boots and his shady character that came out the first chance that he was on a
Get the fuck out of it. I'm going to remind you of this when
he
you want to come
Florida
to Florida.
Without Trump. He would have been nothing without him.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? How about
it's a good sign
endorse
if
the best
someone
person?
Says, you know what, this guy got me in my job. I'm going to back him and help him win. Because I believe in him.
But what if you
That's
don't believe
a good
in
sign. Well, then why did he accept his support to get in the position?
Who wouldn't?
He's a backstabber.
How are those connected?
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
He's a
monkey.
backstabber.
That's just politics.
Get the fuck out of here.
Politics.
And he's the one now saying Florida's going to take over the investigation and not hand it over to the fucking FBI to bury it.
Because
with the
he's in the
assassination.
position he should have been since the start of this election.
I mean, that ended up being true, but see, I don't get why, if you're going to take the risk to run, then actually do it. I don't understand the point of running and then running that
Didn't
fucking
he
campaign.
finagle some stuff so that he could stay in his position and still run and change some laws?
Good though, good. Why do people act like? See, I feel like Republicans
What
are
if
so
a Democrat gets in? Let's say
Democrats
a
get
shady Democrat gets in. He doesn't have to give up his position as governor to run, so he doesn't have to risk anything.
Well,
He doesn't have to stand by
fortunately,
his
my
opinion.
governor decimated the Democrat Party so effectively in this state that there isn't a real chance of that happening.
For now, but you know what he also did? He said, you know what? I'm going to change laws so I can get a free chance at running for president.
Good.
'cause
I want
believe
that.
I'm gonna
That
win."
makes me like him more. I want more of that from Republicans. Be fucking strategic.
Or be corrupt.
How is that corrupt?
How's it
you're-
corrupt?
Changing laws solely
just trying to
for
piss
your
me
own
off.
favor without any thought of the future and how it could be utilized in bad ways in the future. You know, if you're going to run for a position because you feel like you have the best chance of winning, like you say he thought he had a better chance of winning than Trump, he should put his money where his mouth is and step down from his position because he feels he's going to win. And that's how far he's willing to go.
And wait, I lost the thread there.
The thread there is that if you believe you have the best chance of winning, you're going to go against someone else that has already been president, and then you go and change laws in your state so that you can run for that position without losing your current position, which is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to step down from your position because you say, I have the best chance of winning. I believe in myself. I'm not voting for Rand Paul. I love him. His father's better.
Yes.
Ron's great.
Yes, completely. If he was the best person, like I said, why does this even matter? The point is, fealty.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have run.
The
maybe
point
his
is,
time
well,
was
obviously he shouldn't have. Obviously
Exactly.
he shouldn't have. Well, we'll see. We'll see. If I hope this isn't what happened. He's not a fungal. You motherfucker. Motherfucker. You know what you're going to do, Fealty? Stuck in fucking New York like I was. You're going to try to fucking come to Florida when shit goes down and just wait a couple months and there's going to be, it's going to be a mostly peaceful situation there. Your city's going to be in fucking flames. And then you're going to call me up and be like, hey, Mike, can I come visit? Because Ron has made Florida such a beacon of liberty and freedom, and you're going to want to come here, but then you're going to be talking shit about
How
my
can
governor.
I go to Florida? I wear regular shoes.
What did you bring up here, by the way? Sorry, I totally forgot about your screen share from like an hour ago.
This is DC Drano's Teamster poll. And it's very interesting if you pull it up. So it says, I'm confused. For the first time in 30 plus years, the Teamsters Union will not be endorsing a presidential candidate. They said they didn't have majority support among their members for one or the other, yet the poll itself shows Trump 58%, Harris 31%. So it's easy for them to say, we're not going to support anyone. That technically means we support Trump in this day and age. You know, so it's just fascinating that wordplay that they do this game of dancing in reality, that it's like for a regular person who doesn't know the actual percentage, they'll just realize they'll read that. And in their reality, oh, there's no consensus. Wow. For the first time in 30 plus years, the Teamsters aren't going to have any support for anybody. When in reality, I mean, clearly by their members, 58% is not, we don't have a consensus. That's a Trump won, you know. But that's what they do. So come in November, this is how they finagle the reality. They'll change wording around. You know.
Oh, sorry. I was just I brought it up in the chat before. I can't find where it was, but apparently there was some video. I haven't seen it of like an angry trans Kamala voter.
An angry trans? Shocking.
I'm trying to find it. Was it emo trash? Somebody in the chat brought it up. Let me try to find it. I feel like I saw it on my timeline, but I have not watched it.
What did they say what this person did?
I think she/her got a little violent.
Oh,
if you could imagine such a thing.
Wow, that never happens. That thing that never happens happened again.
They are some angry fucking dudes.
Also, I love when you say Vafangul. That's like one of my favorite.
I love you. Thank you.
All the time. My mom says it all the time.
I knew you were.
Watch this. Watch. DeSantis is a backstabber. Wow, he totally missed that one.
Shut the fuck up, Grifted bitch. You are banned from the free state of Florida. You bitch. How's the housing market? I wouldn't fucking know. I'm just here being like an aspiring grifter. How's the YouTube market? So I wouldn't know how the housing market is. Twat.
I agree with Grifty. Just saying.
We want to be
talking.
If you want to be talking shit on any governor,
you're out of the commune.
My governor, Governor J.B. Pritzker. If we want to be talking shit on governor,
oh yeah, talk about that fucking guy.
I hate that dude so much. I hate his cross-dressing cousin. Like this whole state, he's driven so much business out of it. But I'll tell you what's really funny. I mean, the people in Chicago, I don't know what they're thinking. They have no sense because we had Beetlejuice, Lori Lightfoot for mayor.
Christ.
And she was hysterical though, because she was such a disaster.
Mhm.
And everybody hated her because she was like a defund the police kind of person. And then we lost a whole bunch of our police force, and crime went up 39%. Everyone was like, uh-oh. And so what do? They elect an even farther left mayor, Brandon Johnson. And the schadenfreude I experienced to now watch meetings where like inner city blacks are coming in to yell at Brandon Johnson and being like, these illegal immigrants are coming in and they're taking our free shit that you promised us. It's such a disaster, but it's so funny to watch. The state of Illinois is just it's getting crazy. I live about an hour out of the city by train, and the crime has gone up here. People are coming out from Chicago to fleece shops in my suburb because nobody gives a shit. It's just like it's becoming lawless. And also, there's
The carjacking went out of control after COVID. Even in Northern Virginia, I used to work part time for years at a Starbucks that we had a veteran crew. I love the employees. A lot of them were some very cool Ethiopians, but it's a grocery store right next to us. Somebody got carjacked early in the morning. I had my window and the shift manager's window busted into one morning at an opening. But I did end up quitting that job because, and all the Starbucks are corporately owned. They're not franchised unless they're like in a grocery store or something. But they fired 2 employees in St. Louis, and they weren't even using weapons or anything. It was just 2 young guys able to overpower. One of them got pistol whipped, and they defended themselves, and of course they were fired for that. So I did some research. I actually got a bill all the way through the West Virginia House of Delegates. Senate wouldn't take it up because of the stupid judiciary chair. Because it was running for West Virginia Supreme Court and didn't want to touch it. But that you are allowed to defend yourself and you cannot be fired or disciplined. Thankfully, we did discover, though, that the West Virginia Supreme Court did rule about 20 years ago that self-defense is from imminent bodily severe harm is an exemption to at-will employment. So we did learn something from it, and that became more widely known. But yeah, the crime just got ridiculous too in the DC area, and that very much extended in Northern Virginia suburbs. Even the guy told me they were going to swipe my car for fingerprints because they opened the glove box. Well, then they come and say, "Oh, we have a new policy now. We can't do it unless they actually took something out of the car." So because I was smart and didn't leave anything in plain view or anything into the car that could be stolen, they wouldn't swipe for the prints.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Gypsy? Are people as violent in Canada? Or are they? Or I feel like Canadian leftists would still be more pleasant than our leftists.
You know, one of my biggest pet peeves. Well, I shouldn't say biggest pet peeves, but I mean when I see you know, a lot of like leftist Americans talk about gun control or whatnot, they always reference Canada and its gun control laws. They're like, oh, look how less violent Canada is, and it's just like that's really not true, especially like in big cities in Toronto where I'm at. Every day you open up the news, like someone's getting stabbed or shot. There's legal guns, there's illegal guns coming in, you know, from like Windsor Detroit border or like Niagara Falls Buffalo, and it's just insane. Like I live in a relatively you know, quote unquote nice part of town in Little Italy in Toronto, and it used to be really great. But now, like yesterday, I went to the grocery store and, you know, I saw some guy like getting rough with this one other woman and just kind of like smacking her up. And I ended up calling the police saying, you know, you need to come take care of this, because I didn't really want to get involved and get stabbed or whatever. And you know, you can be on the subway and you never know if someone's gonna have a knife or whatever. Like there's always someone getting stabbed on the transit system, and you know, it's just insane. People are like, oh yeah, you know, we should ban guns because look how well Canada's doing. It's like no, that's not the case up here.
Yeah, it was another wake up moment for me when that crime started, you know, after COVID. Is like you know, I'm happy for that Second Amendment now.
Yeah. I interviewed a woman on my YouTube channel who got punched in the face by a trans rights activist at a protest.
So ladylike. So ladylike.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he was a person of pronoun persuasion because he wasn't in a dress.
Person of pronoun persuasion.
He could have been a non-binary. He could have been a she, they, whatever. But I mean, it was the mask and and I mean, she got decked, and no amount of identifying as a special gender takes the power out of a male punch. So
look at this bitch, by the way. Look what this bitch is fucking sending me. Fucking fealty.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I would like to say this is a free speech channel, except for when you're talking shit about my governor.
That's what I was so confused about a few months ago when I saw this. I had no idea what the shoe thing was about. But I do like him for what I've seen of him.
They're not foot lifts. See, he identifies as trans height. That's what
Shut the fuck up, fealty. You're trans height. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You too, first of all, hey James.
Yeah, James.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I sent you the link, by the way, James. If you're around. You bitches are so salty.
You saw that fast. You saw that fast.
You bitches are so salty.
No, well, listen, I was down for DeSantis for a bit because listen, I came out of my TDS quite late. So, and at first it was scary to be espousing right wing views, and so DeSantis seemed like more of a kind of moderate choice in the beginning. And what I was caring about at that point was I'm just voting for whoever wants to get men out of women's spaces. That's it. That was my number one at the time. This was a couple of years ago because I just come out of the trans cult and I was like, nope, done. I'm fuck it. All of you are. I'm out of here. I'm voting for a Republican. It doesn't matter at this point. And amongst my social circle, the TDS was so strong that even a whiff of a hint of support for him was seen as really extremist. And at least with the something like the Don't Say Gay bill, I could tell my friends no, that's not what that bill actually was. And they were kind of less suspicious. But then it didn't matter in the end anyways. I'm pretty much my little sister hasn't talked to me in a year. And it's fuck it. Now I'm super hardcore, MAGA all the way, baby. I'm all in on Trump. So it's I get it. And I yeah, we can joke around about DeSantis. I don't get salty about it, but I
do. Grifty, meatball, I will eat you. I will put you in tomato sauce on a sandwich. I'll show you fucking meatball.
I get it. I'm a moderate in this position. I'll say that. I see both sides. And so I'm not anti-DeSantis, but now I'm very pro-Trump just because
I'm pro both of them.
I'm pro both of
I'm
them.
not anti-DeSantis.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-DeSantis. I'm anti-DeSantis 2024.
Well, obviously.
2028, he would have had me fully supporting him if he didn't backstab Trump.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Can we talk about Tulsi Gabbard for a second? I just want to say, I don't know much about her, but as a Canadian, just kind of seeing her interviews and whatnot here and there, she seems pretty level-headed and she has her head on straight, but some people are no, she's the devil incarnate. So I don't know what's the opinion on her, the general consensus.
I think she's super base. I mean, she left the Democrats and she destroyed Kamala that was so iconic. And anybody who's coming out from the army talking against the military industrial complex and all that stuff, I'm cool. She's clearly not with the neocons. And so if she's not with the Democrats, not with the neocons, I'm down. I think she's super based.
She's with the WEF. She's a young world global leader of the WEF.
I mean, they said that about.
Where's the proof of that? Where's the proof? I haven't seen anything about that.
I'm on the fly.
I hate you, Grifty. Monkey, what you think?
I think she's a little too close to her history as a Bernie bro. That's what made the Democrats hate her, is that she went full board for Bernie. For me to trust her.
Okay, I did not know that.
I have a friend that did.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think once you kind of wake up to this shit, your views on a lot of that follow. So I wouldn't be surprised if your views on this have changed. But
yeah, I was.
Grifty fucking hates everyone who isn't Trump.
Listen, in 2015, I hated Hillary, but I had TDS, so I was out there with Bernie for a bit, but I was also retarded back then. So, you know, it's like
I'm still retarded.
Yeah, I'm retarded, and
Mikey's always retarded.
You know,
Fuck yeah.
I'm based in retarded now. I think you know, like politicians can change their stances, whatever. If she has WEF ties, like that's concerning, but I haven't seen that. I'm open to seeing the evidence of it, though. I believe you, but like, you know, she could also
give it a search.
I could. Well, I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do it later.
No, I mean anytime.
Oh, what?
If
I
you
can
find
actually say
anything, feel
retarded
free to
now.
let me know on Twitter at
I love-
Ghostly Fealty. Just saying.
I
Well,
love saying
also,
retarded.
people can and people could have moved away from that too. You know, it's like I don't know. I didn't know about the WEF until like 2 years ago. Like, so
Oh wow.
you know, so yeah, I know I'm really late to the game. I get it, but I'm here now at least.
Well, now start with the Rockefellers. There's a whole slew of things. to
No,
go
yeah,
on.
no. I've gone down all the rabbit holes and all that stuff. Like, I'm now very much more informed than I was previously, but also previously I was like a lunatic in Los Angeles, like doing coke with transsexuals. So, you know, it's like that. It was a totally different life.
Oh my god.
I have a
But I
friend in PA, which is
I did notice though that a lot of people around me were communists, and I was totally against that shit. But the communism, it hides beneath a lot of stuff, so I didn't see it at the time. But I knew something was off. Thank you.
Ooh, I like that. That's very well put. Communism hides beneath a bunch of stuff.
So it took.
I'm not saying people can't change, and maybe Tulsi has, but I don't see. I don't even like the question. Do you like Tulsi? Because I don't really know these people to like them. I see what they put out in the public and stuff, but I go by how they're acting or speaking that day. I get called a lefty at least once a week because Trump will do something that's annoying. Like recently with his fucking love of Laura Loomer. That crazy. Sorry, I just said that word on your show.
No, say whatever word you want, bitch. Say all of the words.
Oh, she seems crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
She is. She's a lunatic. She originally got big going back to the BLM days, and she makes this ass of herself where she puts up a post about how people slashed her tires. And if you look at the pictures, she just has old corroded tires. Even the Michelin company came out and went, yeah, you should probably just get new tires. Those are gross. She's an idiot, and you can be an idiot. That's fine, but she should not be that close to Trump. And you point that out and people are, you just have I got accused of TDS. It literally says in my fucking bio that I'm voting for Trump. So I've never been one of those people who's just all on board for somebody. If somebody fucks up, I say they fuck up. If they do something I agree with, I agree with them. And I just can't get on board with any of these people to the point that I see some where it's almost worship. And you see it on, I know we're not supposed to both sides, but you see it on both sides.
That's true, though.
Yeah.
And I just don't care about these people that much. I care about how they're actually going to govern and stuff. And God, that's depressing as shit.
Everything. I feel like everything is depressing as shit with politics right now.
That's why you got to laugh, man. That's why you got to laugh. That's why I tell people to watch you, because you're funny as shit.
Oh, I love you, dude. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm trying to like make more videos and stuff. I have a puppet one coming out. I'm very excited about.
Ooh, everyone loves puppets.
I have a friend that, and he's from Pennsylvania, so this is really good. But he's actually been a Bernie bro, and he's so disgusted with how he's been pushed out, and now you have the unelected candidate Harris. That he's like, screw it, I'm voting for Trump. I don't like him, but that's what I'm gonna do. So that is pretty encouraging. And I mean, he's blue collar guy, gay blue collar guy, but yeah, he's like, I've had enough.
Yeah, they don't have to win the actual votes. They just have to put forward a false reality. You know, people do think that a lot of people are using Twitter. They're not. People think a lot of people are using the internet. They're not. Numbers on TikTok and everything. Most of them are fake. Probably half or more are fake. The actual amount of people actually using all these platforms is in the couple of millions. You go worldwide, yeah, it gets bigger. I'm just talking about in the U.S. The actual amount of people that fully know exactly what's going on, you're talking maybe at most 10 million, 20 million people. And you don't need a lot to change society and really make change. But I think the vast majority of people are going to work, come home, got kids, got family, got a house to fix up, got an apartment that's crappy, got to pay bills, got to do all this. They're not going online to learn something. It's so daunting. And I mean, look at all the stress you're all feeling and all the, you know, the worries that come in your own lives. That's a lot for someone to take on. So I think that the vast majority of people really, they couldn't even begin to fathom how close really the last free country in the world is to becoming a totalitarian communist snafu, as it were. And it's really
I will
bad.
say, I went to a it's funny because I'm a Jew, but I went to a Christian apologetics conference in Ohio in July, and met a lot of people who are like, they're not super online, like they're the types of people that you're talking about, and they can feel that something is wrong. And
Yeah.
as soon as I started explaining it to them in like very plain language, like I was talking to a woman who she was at a kind of corporate job, you know, sort of, you know, low level, whatever. And, you know, she was talking about basically going through a struggle session. And when I explained it to her, what it was going on, like with all this DEI and ESG stuff, she was like, oh, that's what it is. And she felt like relief. I mean, she started hugging me and she was like crying because she was like, okay, I thought I was going crazy. And so I don't know. I mean, I do still have faith in our Constitution. I do think America is like definitely the American Constitution is the last stronghold of like freedom right now. And I do have faith in it. I do have faith in this country. And I don't know. I just I try to stay on the optimistic side and just hope that there's enough people out there that we're not seeing and that we're not talking to, and, you know, they're not being amplified online, who are going to get out and vote. And the vote is going to be so overwhelming that it's going to eclipse any amount of cheating that the Dems are going to be pulling.
I hope so. I was going to transition, if you will, for a moment, but oh wait, he walked away. So I'll wait to bring him in. Because I know he has shit to say about this. He fucking got up and left as I'm bringing this bitch in.
A diva.
He's coming back. There he is. All right, so everybody, before I transition to the next topic, everybody say hello to my beloved friend, Other Mikey.
Hi, Other Mikey.
I'm here.
What's up, dude?
Nothing much. How are you guys?
Good to see you.
You too.
This is my friend, by the way, that I said before. I was like, none of my friends want to go see Am I a Racist with me. We'll go at some point.
We'll go at some point, just not right now.
Why didn't they want to see it?
I'm broke.
Oh.
Well, I don't know why Greg doesn't want to see it with me. He doesn't love Matt. He doesn't really like Matt Walsh much.
I was actually one of the things that helped me out, and I think it'll still be funny. Don't get me wrong. But I was happy to see Matt Walsh when he was like being all negative about that. I forget the woman's name that spoke the first time of the RNC.
Oh yeah, Amber Rose.
Yeah, there was all that controversy. He got slammed, and it wasn't by leftists. It was by MAGA he got slammed by. I was like, okay, that's turning a corner. No, we want everybody, you know, we want the big tent. And I was like, oh, that caught my attention.
Also, let me bring in, which by the way, parentheses, before I do, as I said, chat, if you feel so inclined, send in your super chats or you are homophobic and join my locals. The link is below, or my Patreon if you prefer that. We are binge watching The Apprentice every week, season 1. And I got lots of fun shit planned for October, horror movie nights, and such stuff like that.
You should watch
but-
Videodrome, by the way. I've been trying. I want to find somebody.
I've never seen it. Let's watch it.
Oh my god, it's so good, and it's so what's going on right now, especially with like
Really?
oh my god, there's so
I don't
many
know anything
things.
about it. I'd be going in blind.
Oh, it's one of my favorite things. I think you'll love Videodrome.
Let me send me that somewhere, because I have the memory of a goldfish, so I want to remember that.
I will email it to you. It's on
also
on archive.org for free.
Ooh, two things. First of all, everybody welcome our beloved friend, Second Amendment Rights to the channel, Mr. Esteban.
Hey, how's it going?
Dude, you said the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen on Twitter the other day. You're like, why did the Trump shooter steal my look?
Yeah, I know he did. He stole my look. I didn't appreciate that.
Oh my god! Wait, this chat. I've never been more honored by anything someone has said to me than this. Bitch, I get my homophobia from you. We are homophobic. Grifty, thank you so much, dude. The Constitution either allowed all these things to happen or was powerless to stop them. I don't know who that is. Does anyone?
No, doesn't ring a bell.
I don't like. I'm not phobic, Mikey. Just don't like most of the figs. You're legit. You're all right. Aw, thanks, Grifty. Me and Mikey are both more homophobic than anyone.
Beyond homophobic.
That's why. That's like how we became
get
friends.
along so well.
I know. I'm so happy. I made a friend who's as homophobic as me.
Yeah.
I love Esteban. I love that people. What's that?
When I was looking at your Twitter yesterday, or not, I wasn't looking at your Twitter. That sounds like I was a stalker. I saw your tweet yesterday about you were like arguing with somebody, and someone said something like, "Oh, you're like a part of the queer community, and you hate the queer community." And I was like this close. I was at the point where I just wanted to respond, "Yes, I hate the queer community."
I do too.
Exactly.
I'm at that point now where I'm ready to say I hate.
Community deserves to be hated.
Well, it's so
Yes.
funny because it's so funny because just look up the definition. Just look up the definition of the word queer. It's like they're the ones trying to convince me that my sexual orientation makes me worthless, suspicious, illegitimate, all of these horrible things. But I hate myself. I'm the hateful one.
Yeah.
Maddie, I've never seen Videodrome.
Ooh, you are going to love it.
Gypsy, I feel like you would have seen that.
What's Videodrome?
It rings a bell. I can't really put a picture to it though.
Is that
Cronenberg? I think 1983. James Woods. Yeah. The chick from Blondie. What's her name? Debbie Harry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so in.
You're gonna.
Yeah, let's.
You're gonna gag.
Mikey, we're honorary straights. I'm honored.
Okay, when it comes to wedding planning, I feel like the honorary straight.
We're ready for
Well, Milo's straight now. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, hello.
Oh,
Straight. I try not to overuse these, but they are very appropriate here.
He's one of my favorite lol cows. He's so shit that makes me laugh so hard. I can't help it.
I think Maddie said before in the chat, like Mrs. Old School Milo. I'm like, yeah, I used to really like him. I feel like he is really a cautionary tale of what ego and fame and probably drugs do to people.
And like, yeah, I mean, he's got like a personality disorder or something. I mean, a lot of these people do, you know, and I just, you know, I can't help but just getting the popcorn out and watching his shenanigans. He just makes me laugh.
Hey, Freeshes. Yeah, so we're gonna be watching Videodrome soon then on my local, so y'all should join. That sounds really good. There was some other movie I wanted to watch with you guys.
Do you take movie recommendations? Because there's that one I keep trying to tell you about, and there's like this.
What was it?
It's called Mambo Italiano. It's like this politically incorrect gay movie. I have like a clip, a really short clip. If you want
send
to
it to me. Yes,
okay, I'll send it to you in chat. The link.
That sounds familiar. Who directed it? Do you know the director? Because that sounds really familiar.
A Canadian comedy drama film directed by Emile Gaudreau.
It's so funny, dude. Like you have no idea how funny it is.
Okay, 1 second. I'm pulling this up. All right, let's see.
Hey, Helpline, how may I help you? I never should have taken this lead.
Oh my god.
That's the way my
Interesting.
Whoa. That opened 9/11 video.
What movie was that?
Well, you know, when you
Mambo
misgender a
Italiano.
trans woman, it's like a personal 9/11 for us.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, we gotta watch that too on Locals. That sounds great.
It's so funny. Oh my god.
I was gonna say before, by the way, about Twitter. Am I the only one who? Well, first of all, Fealty was banned on Twitter and has still not been reinstated. He has a new account now, but has not been reinstated. So you know, I appreciate that they censor less, maybe not at all, but I can't stand the new Twitter. Am I the only one? I swear,
I
everyone
hate
is
the new
more-
Twitter.
Everyone is more fake than ever. Everyone sounds like publicists. They all sound like they're made of AI. And I swear to God, if I see one more fucking person tweeting a question, how does that make you feel? What do you notice? What are your thoughts? I am going to blow my brains out. I can't with
I
the
hate when
fucking
people-
engagement questions.
No, we talk shit about this all the time. I hate when people are like, I'm voting for Donald Trump. Are you?
Oh god.
And it's always a picture of themselves too.
Oh my
It's
God.
just, and I mean, not that I'm above, you know.
No, it's
the
them.
vanity.
It's them literally like half naked, and they're just like, "Oh, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Are you?" Like,
I hate
wow,
it.
can't stand it.
I was literally like ready to quit all this like a week ago. Like I feel like I felt very encouraged that I had a couple videos do well because I was like, okay, because before then I've never been so shadow banned. So I was like, okay, at least now I know that it's possible to have people see your stuff without having to do, how does this make you feel?
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree with the group. I love new Twitter, probably because of how often I got banned on old Twitter.
Same.
I did recently get a 12-hour suspension over complete bullshit. But I mean, I got 7 days off. My first 7 days off Twitter was for saying somebody was as sensitive as a clit. And then a year later, it became a feminist meme to say that about guys.
That's so
funny. Yeah, I know the stuff you guys are talking about, the engagement farmers. I scroll past them and ignore the shit out of them. But being here on YouTube, I mean, do you know how many videos end with, but that's just my thoughts, guys. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's a weird engagement farm. I guess I've just kind of gotten used to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was with Fealty. It was oh wait, let me hit super
Yeah,
chat
that's
first.
that is the account.
Wait one second,
that's
let's get to
suspended.
that. One sec, just as a kitties, thank you so much. Do not snort coke. Ice cubes
Jesus.
got stuck in my nose. I have so many questions. I have
Well,
so many
wait.
questions.
It's very random.
Aren't ice cubes, were they small ice cubes? Aren't ice cubes too big to go? Maybe they were some very small ice
Frozen
cubes. But yeah, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. And don't stick ice cubes up your nose either. Because that doesn't seem like a good idea. With Fealty, they wanted him to delete something and he didn't want
Yeah,
to.
the video about Eliza Blue. It got like
Eliza
70,000 plus views, and then Eliza Blue got her friend in Trust and Safety to take out countless accounts. And I'm disappeared so hard that no matter how many times I try and contact support, I never even get a reply anymore about that account. And it's been since January of 2023. So the free speech platform is not the most free speech place you could find.
It's not free speech at all.
Yeah,
Wait, where
Elon's a
is-
liar.
Where is
Yeah.
that?
Where's what?
Eliza Blue? Is she like just like does
She's gone.
She blocked me. She used to follow me. I don't know how I didn't get banned. I feel like my video of Eliza Blue is like.
Does she still like on Twitter? Like does she still like tweet? Or...
Where is
Yeah,
Eliza
she
Blue?
posts- Is anyone not blocked by her? Let me look.
On my new account, I'm not blocked by her. That I
I
know
feel
of.
like everybody just like kind of memory hold that whole situation.
They did.
Oh yeah, I'm not blocked. She posted September 2nd.
I'm not blocked anymore, apparently. Oh my god, she became AI. Look at this.
No.
Really?
She either became send
I wouldn't be
Eliza. like-
surprised.
okay, I have to like get my Eliza Blue costume out of storage and the acrylic nails and should have her on, and it can both be Eliza Blue. She either had a ton of face work done or has many filters. You guys got to see this. Oof. Oof.
Oh, yeah, she got that plastic surgery shit on.
So she's still going with the whole survivor advocate.
Probably. I don't think she has much shame. Let's see. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Do people still take her seriously?
I don't
Oh
think
my
so.
God, she had a lot of work done.
I mean, she's pretty. I'll give her, like, she is pretty.
Those
Okay.
eyes are kind of
Objectively, she is not
I
bad.
mean, for the amount of face work she's had, anyone could be pretty. Yeah, she's still sex trafficking survivor. Sarah!
Hi, Sarah.
Bring her on and Jack Murphy. I forgot about Jack Murphy.
Courtney's here. Hi, Courtney.
Where is she? Hey, Courtney.
A comment.
What's that?
I saw her. Oh, you just put it up. Her comment.
That's what I told him too. I was like, it's better to get your. I said what I would do is I would delete it. Whoa! What's that? I said I would delete it and then get your account back and tweet the same thing.
It's tweeted on my new account.
She's back on the stem and the pole.
Yeah, I can only imagine how Twitter is going to be in 4 years from now. Like for the next election cycle, that's going to be. It just has changed so much since 2020, and then
I was banned in 2020. It's funny when I talk about speaking in a video at the RNC in 2020. Like nobody who follows me even knows about that because I was banned from everything. Is that how you tell someone? Is that how you tell someone's on drugs?
Be surprised.
What are neck ligaments? What is that?
I've heard of that, but I don't know exactly what it is.
Part of your neck, these little muscles. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Courtney.
Yeah, she's got senpaku eyes.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't get banned during the Eliza Blue saga.
Yeah, I was shocked when I got banned, honestly, because I edited a fully transformative video, and I didn't even say anything mean in my tweet. It was just like, what's the deal? Like, you're getting people banned. Why are you doing that kind of a deal? And, like, Twitter was just like, goodbye. First appeal. Oh, yeah, by the way, it doesn't even say what rule I broke on, like, the thing. It just says you broke one of Twitter's rules. That's it.
I just got, it's funny how the moment anyone starts watching my videos, the censorship starts again. So I just got a warning on Instagram over a story I posted in July, which was in published news that it was just the funny thing. Do you remember this story about John McCain with his wife, where he called his wife a cunt? I gotta find this. Because this is my favorite story of all time. This story
from Veep.
This story lives in my head rent free. Allow me to just narrate it for you guys. How do I find it?
While you look it up, let me go because Chrissy just went live and I gotta hop over there.
Okay, tell Chrissy I love her and I say hi and I love you too, you little fucker.
Golly, we got a game sometime though.
Oh
I might
God.
actually. I've been streaming a little bit on my old YouTube channel, Fealty Gaming, so because I got to relearn OBS since Chrissy's getting into gaming now. So if you ever want a game and whatnot, let me know.
Yes, let's do it. I want to do more gaming streams too. I'm just having problems with my Switch. I got to figure it out. But Fealty,
you
where
can
can
always
people
message me for any type of tech stuff. So
oh my God, you're
on
the
Twitter,
greatest.
Ghostly Fealty, hit me up for tech.
What's
stuff
your YouTube?
Fealty Gaming. So everything's Fealty something.
All right, my love. Well, thank you for being here. I love you.
Later, y'all.
Okay, bye.
Howdy.
How do I find my John McCain thing? Andrew from. What a piece of shit that guy was, too, by the way. Come on, where is it? But yeah, it was just It was like a published news story, and I posted a piece of it on Instagram in July. And so they're like, if you ever do this again, you're going to get banned. I've been banned 11 times from Instagram.
I've lost count of how many times I get banned from stuff. My last one on Twitter, literally all I said was that Kamala, to get out of the debate, should fake COVID. And they said it was violent speech.
What?
Yeah, you can still see that on my cousin's account, Angry Monkey.
Yeah, I got
Filthy, you motherfucker! You hit and run say that, so I can't tell you off now.
I had a tweet. I had a tweet get like a few months ago get labeled, hateful and harmful or whatever, and got limited visibility, even though it's because I said it's a Yiddish phrase. It's geschmack to be a Yid. It was like a joke. I was like, wow, those Hasidim were right. It is geschmack to be a Yid. It was just like a funny Jew joke. But because it said Yid, it was like, sorry, that's a slur. And then I repealed it, and they said, nope, it's still a slur. And I was like, I'm literally Jewish, bro. Let me say this, man. I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't know. I have fun on Twitter, but I have to use clever ways to get around the hateful, harmful words.
The one I can't figure out is fucking TikTok. I got banned from there like 5 times, and I just the past couple days kind of started using it again. I'd post a video or 2 before that got like 7 views, and so then my recent ones were getting like 100,000, 200,000, and then my one about the gender studies chick got taken down for violence against protected groups. And so since then, now I'm getting 7 views again. They completely like shut it down.
Every account I've tried to start on TikTok gets banned the second I open it.
Yeah, I don't understand how there are these people who are able to stay on TikTok.
So I don't. I'll get a new email address. I'll like get a throwaway like Proton email, and before I even post, they ban me. I'm like, what is going on? So I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't trust TikTok. Also, I sent in the private chat. I don't know if you remember, but during the Princess Watch Party when Isaac Mizrahi was on, this is one of my favorite videos. Since we were talking about that funny John McCain video, it has nothing to do with politics, but it's one of my favorite moments of TV ever.
Oh, here it is. Let's see.
I am not looking forward to. Of course, I did the walk away challenge, so I had to post it to Facebook, but I hadn't posted to my actual page yet. I am going to get so slammed. I went to a liberal seminary, and most of those people on there are still friends with me on there, and that is not going to be pretty.
Well, let me know. I'll fight them off for you.
Yeah, it might have to be one of those days I'm like not working and I set it up, or somebody may just find it and I don't have control of that, and I recognize that. So I may just have to get out of there a minute and just let them vent and go back in when I feel like
I'll put them in their place. Okay, I'm very excited for this because any like QVC or home shopping network that I am for that.
I love that color. That's such a happy, beautiful, rich
It almost kind of looks like what the Earth looks like when you're a bazillion miles away from the planet Moon.
Yes, I just squinted
moon,
at it.
From
and you're
the
right.
moon looking back
from
at
the planet
the Earth.
Moon. From the planet
Isn't the moon a star?
No, the moon is a planet, darling.
The sun is a star. Is
Well,
the moon really a
I
planet?
don't know, but it looked like someone
Moon
just
is a
splashed
planet,
paint.
Don't look at me like that.
It's
The sun is
it's
a star.
planet.
Is the sun not a star?
I don't know what the sun is.
The sun is
We
a
don't know
star.
what
It's
the
a
sun
star.
Oh, dear
is.
God.
The sun is a star. The moon is not
The
a planet.
moon
I
is
knew
a
it.
planet.
I knew it. You were
Excuse
trying
me.
to take me
No.
down that road.
Wait,
the moon is not a
excuse me,
planet.
Chunky, if you're listening to
This
me, you
is
have to
Rosebud.
Google the moon.
Someone, I
okay?
can guarantee you someone's Googling right now.
The moon
I
is
knew
such
it was
a
not
planet.
a planet.
I can't
the
even
moon
stand
is
it.
not a planet.
What else is it if it's not a planet?
It is not. I believe it's a star or something.
No,
It is
they're
not
both
a
wrong. Oh my
Didn't you do
god.
that thing in grade school where you had to name the planets, and there was Uranus, and there was Saturn, and the one with the rings, and and then the Earth, and the moon is never in there, dude. It's not a planet. All right,
I
here,
just
look,
lost
this is
brain
Kira.
cells.
I don't know.
I feel like sometimes, though, I am educated. I exposed her in the show
Come on, it's a
that
planet.
this blonde of mine could be real.
Okay. it's a
The moon is
satellite.
what? A
natural
moon is a
satellite,
natural
but
satellite.
things live on it.
What's that?
It's a planet. I don't
Is that what
know.
Google said?
I don't know what
No,
it
I don't like
says.
that at all. I don't even know what that
either.
means.
Saturn and the Lord with the Rings.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh God, did you guys see that? By the
That
way,
was-
It
I
gonna
just
bring
lost
up
brain cells.
Mikey's face.
That was painful.
These people vote.
Oh, it lives in my head rent free.
Also, hey, Sophia, Adrian, glad to see you.
It's not a planet, it's a star.
That's
No.
how it is. That's how I feel like arguing with like libtards about shit that it's like, no, I know this is true. Like the very fine hoax, like very fine people hoax, you know, and it's like they're sitting there like, no, the moon's a planet, honey. I'm like, it's not a planet, you know, it's so frustrating. But it's
Have you guys ever seen on
now I
the Home
get it.
Shopping Network the guy fall on his ass?
Yes, I was literally just thinking about that.
Oh.
Okay, I gotta bring it up. What was it? QVC?
I think it was QVC.
Oh my god, my mom as a kid would buy everything from the shopping channel all the time. Like I have all we did was just like sit on the couch. She's like, should I order this? And like, I don't know. Like, do we have money for it? Do we have money left for you to fucking shop? Oh my god.
Oh, I found it. Oh, this is amazing.
Only have a limited number that we can ship out right now because it is very, very popular. We're going to go to the phones. Hi, you're on there with Lisa and Kevin. What's your name? Hi, Lisa. It's Renee from California. Hey, Renee. Chris is over there kind of giving us a look at how to use the ladder there.
I got to tell you something. I have this ladder. It is awesome.
Oh, now what
And
do you use it
everybody
for,
wants
Renee?
everybody wants this ladder. I live in an apartment with vaulted ceilings.
Oh, shit.
Wait, no, that's not
That has
the.
never happened.
And that's never happened.
You know, it's a very slippery
So
floor
much for
up there
that
in front of
ladder.
our doors sometimes. So we're going to make sure that Kevin's okay. He's moving. He is okay, but he scared me for a moment
He's
there.
up there. He's okay.
That's my favorite thing about the shopping channel is like the building could blow up, ISIS could invade, and they will not get off script. They will just pretend everything's fine.
Tim Walz is going to be selling 30-foot ladders on QVC soon, so stay tuned.
Okay.
Reminds me of the grape lady too. I love that the grape stomping lady when she falls off the thing and she's like,
I haven't seen that.
Oh.
Jake, I'm trying to find the McCain thing still. Here it is. I wish there were a video of it. It was just like they had reporters following him. All right, let me read this to you. 3 reporters from Arizona on the condition of anonymity also let me in on another incident involving McCain's interpret. Does anyone know what that word? I'm not familiar with that word. I'm smart. In a Senate bid, McCain was joined on the campaign trail by his wife, Cindy, as well as campaign aide Doug Cole and consultant blah, blah, blah. At one point, Cindy playfully twirled McCain's hair and said, "You're getting a little thin up there." McCain's face reddened, and he responded, "At least I don't plaster on the makeup like a trollop, you cunt."
Wow.
This is the one good thing John McCain ever did. This story lives in my head rent free.
I mean, that's literally a storyline from Veep. That's so funny.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a whole episode where someone leaks in the press that somebody called the vice president a cunt, and then her whole staff is like, "Oh,
like he reads the best bedtime stories." Love you.
Yeah, you have to watch Veep. It's really funny.
I've never seen it. I just assumed it was a bunch of liberal shit.
I mean, it's actually sad to see how Armando Iannucci, who was so good at skewing DC politics, it has Trump derangement syndrome, because it's like Kamala Harris is literally Selena Meyer. They're the same person, and
I think she's worse than Selena Meyer.
Well, worse, but I mean,
Intemperateness. That's the word. Why was that?
Yeah, intemperateness.
Intemperateness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smart.
Yeah. I mean, Kamala Harris, because it's real life, it's so much darker. Like, it's not funny because it's Kamala Harris. But you know, when I was like rewatching some episodes, apparently there was a spike in people revisiting Veep after Kamala Harris was announced. Yeah. And I was just like, damn, that's what we got, except she's also a fucking like the globalist communist cunt.
A trollop, you cunt.
You cunt.
It's like, it's actually scary, like how similar they are.
Mhm.
Like, I watch it and I'm like, this is literally real life.
Yeah.
This is quite literally, we're living in a Veep episode.
Yes.
And people who work in DC actually say that it is very like similar to what goes on. Like it's actually like it's not that far off from what actually.
I think House of Cards was probably quite realistic. I mean, back when it was good, they screwed it up at the end.
It's like smash those two together, and that's the reality.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Which how do you feel about Kevin Spacey's like apology tour comeback thing? How do you feel about that?
I love how we just ignore that he's out there killing bitches. Like, we just ignore the fact that like 3 or 4 of his accusers mysteriously dropped dead in the span of a year.
Hey, that's all a coincidence.
Yeah, total coincidence. Crazy.
I mean, he had some gay ones too, remember?
That's literally like what we do with the Clintons. It's like all these people like mysteriously die, and like I don't know, like it's just crazy how everyone's just like, okay, like lolly loo. It's like, what? Like,
I know I saw a picture of Hillary Clinton with P. Diddy, and I'm like, dude, he's next.
Yeah, he's
next on the Clinton hit list.
Don't you think it's weird that like they arrested him literally a day after the Trump thing?
Yeah, that was
literally the next day. I'm like,
I've not seen I wanted to watch it back in the day, and I never got around to it. The British House of Cards.
Oh, and then the British version of Veep is what is it called? I can't remember the name of it. The Thick of It. The Thick of It is also really funny. That's about the UK. Oh, and what's his name? Peter Capaldi is like one of the leads. He's so fucking funny in it, and that you can get through real quick because British TV, they're like, oh, we've been working very hard. We've had 400 seasons of 30 episodes. You know.
Yeah, no, he was a great actor, but what a piece of shit. Yeah, and say with this exactly, like this Oprah shit now coming. I think tomorrow I was gonna do a stream, but I'm gonna be traveling. That Oprah is doing some kind of Zoom thing with Kamala.
No.
James, you need, as somebody with very low standards, let me tell you, you need better standards.
Okay.
James was likes to make those comments, I've noticed.
If you're with Kevin Spacey, you might not get a choice to put out, dude.
Right?
I did rewatch American Beauty recently, and that shit is so much
good.
funnier even now. Like it was a dark comedy back in the day, but now it's just like the blackest comedy ever. I was howling.
Yeah, that's a great movie. I feel like this is a fair. I feel like, you know, obviously not like the big studio movies, but there's some more. I feel like movies are making a comeback. I hope.
I hope so.
You know what you guys have to see? Have you guys seen Strange Darling? Oh, it was so good.
Strange Darling.
Have you guys seen the Beetlejuice sequel?
Not yet.
Anyone?
No, I don't know if I have interest in it. It's hard for me to get back out to the movies. I just feel like that because having worked like in the periphery, I also did taxes when I was in LA, so I would get a lot of insider info from like Grips and Best Boys and, you know, people on the production side. And it's like Hollywood is friggin' owned by China, and it's just like it's so depressing. China. Trump was right about that shit.
Yeah, it was like fun when we watched it, but in retrospect, it was that's not very good. Not really. I mean, it had a good time watching it, but the emptiness of it you feel long after the fact. At least it wasn't like Hocus Pocus 2 level horrible.
Wait, Hocus
Pocus 2 is so bad. It just ruined like one of my favorite movies as a kid.
I know, same. But it's It was like almost AI level of if you just typed in, right, all the fucking woke tropes, all the strong women, all the, you know, vaguely minority types that of course have no flaws and no arc and nothing to overcome. And even in this new Beetlejuice movie, Jenna Ortega's character, it's just, and I like her in some stuff, but they think that a female being strong just means having a fucking chip on her shoulder and being as unpleasant as possible to everyone around them and learning nothing over the course of the movie because they're already perfect and flawless and not changing and not seeing any error of their ways because their ways are perfect.
Is she a lesbian too? Because they usually do that too.
No, the guy that she's into is kind of cute.
Oh,
he looks like a school shooter, so that's my type.
Holy shit.
Remember, they used to meet in recent media now, only strong women could be lesbians.
Pearl was so good. Monkey, what movies are you into? I feel like I forget if you're a movie person or not.
I don't watch a lot of movies anymore. I used to when I was much younger, but I became a dad, stopped watching a lot of them, became a grandpa and found the internet, and I occasionally will watch a movie. Most of them just suck. I miss the 80s when movies made no sense, but were still fun.
Same.
I say this all the time. If you look at the movies in the 80s and you actually think about what they're about, they're dumb as hell. But they were fun and amazing, and you felt good after watching them. And now it's like, did you know black people were abused?
Yes. I have to tell you guys about this fucking movie I watched last night. Have you heard of this movie Blink Twice?
No.
Oh my god. I watched it. Oh my god. So first of all, it opens with a trigger warning. Not being ironic, dead seriously. I tweeted it. It's on my Twitter. I posted a screenshot. It opens with a trigger warning. And then you have the strong black woman, and she goes to an island of evil white men who are rapists. And
So
then
it did.
conquers them. And they put every little fucking talking point in. Do the work, believe women, every line to the T.
Do the work. Do the work is a good line. I didn't even think of that, but yeah, they do use that a lot.
Can't stand that.
Double think. Anybody seen Maxine? Yeah, it was good. It wasn't as good as the other two, but it was good. James wants to know if we've seen Cuckoo. Sorry, my camera went out.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, I went to see it with Mikey and Greg.
Awful. It was
literally was good.
It was so bad it broke Mike's camera.
That movie was.
I used my phone as my camera. I think my phone died. Okay, wait. I have backup.
Typical, Mikey. Typical.
I have a backup. There we go.
Yeah, that movie was awful.
I'm so out of the loop. I used to be so into going to the movies. The movie pass days, I was thriving.
Yeah, I was into the movie pass thing. I used to have it.
Holy shit. I was seeing everything just because I could. And I was living in LA, so I'd go to the dispensary, get a little THC drink, go sit in the movies, and be like, fuck it, I'm watching a movie with Dwayne The Rock Johnson in it, and it's awesome. So
we got to talk about this. Have you guys heard about the new Marvel show?
No.
That they're saying it's the gayest Marvel movie ever. And they're interviewing all the actors, and they're also proud.
I think they just did that for attention. I don't know.
Oh, is that the interview with Aubrey Plaza, where the interview goes up to her and it's like, "Oh, what do you think of this?" And yeah, I think, oh, what a awkward question to ask an actor.
They were saying that to all of them. This is the gayest Marvel thing of all time. Yes, that's
the gayest Marvel or the gayest Star Wars.
I think they're just saying that because
oh my god, that's right. They said that about the Acolyte too. So they're saying the gayest Star Wars, the gayest Marvel, like everything has to be fucking gay now.
You know,
it's very annoying.
Oh no, Sarah watched Imaginary. I think I have that ranked as the worst movie this year. That was terrible with the
I
evil
think the
imaginary
best-
stuffed animal.
I think the best movie this year is by far going to be Longlegs.
Yeah. Anyone seen Longlegs?
No, I'm out of the loop. I can't. I'm like embarrassed. I used to know what everything was coming out.
Yeah, Longlegs.
Gypsy, have they gotten Longlegs in Canada?
Yeah, I think I remember seeing it on like the billboards or like bus stops. I haven't seen it though yet. I know you were crazy about it before.
Yeah, it was
but
really
I'm so
good.
behind on movies right now.
Yeah, same. Friches, thank you so much, dude. Mike, there's a brilliant new film called Fresh Kills about mafia women during the 80s. Oh, I gotta show that to my mom. Incredible, tragic, and non-woke. You and your mom should watch it. Wait, I gotta look this up. I don't think I've heard of that.
I was just going back and I looked up the gayest marble thing. And it's the new Agatha All Along show. And the actress is quoted as saying it will be a gay explosion by the end. Is it gay porn?
Well, there's one character that's gonna be on a show named Wiccan, and he's gay in the comic books. So I guess that's why they're saying that.
I just saw the trailer and it's like the typical, like he's just, I'm like, okay, be gay, but does he have to be a fucking woman? Like the women act like men and the men act like women in all this shit.
Yeah, never just be normal.
That is I complain about this on my show all the time. I hate that gay people in media have to be stereotypes. There are no, hey, this guy's gay, but you'd never know it unless he told you he had a husband. It's always the most flamboyant, ridiculous nonsense, over the top Hollywood crap.
I wish they still had gay characters like how they did, like in Modern Family. Like,
yeah, I love Modern Family.
That was funny. That was funny. It was like a gay couple. They had a daughter, I think, and like it was just like normal. Like they never like it was never like a thing. And then now it's just like, ugh.
Modern Family through probably season 5 is great, and then when they bring in the little trans kid, I just couldn't anymore. They just went so
they had
far.
a trans kid
because it led. There were so many seasons. Like I think it came out in like the mid 2000s, so that was before the woke shit, and then it like bled into when woke culture kind of emerged, and so that's when they caved. And
the only gay movie I like is The Birdcage. That is the
I love The
Birdcage.
Oh my god.
My wife loves it, but sorry guys, that is just too gay. It's like Fight Club. It is gay to the extreme.
There's a gay movie I also really like, but I'm almost embarrassed to say it just because you know what? I'm not going to. I'm gonna let you figure it out.
Say it.
No, say it. You got to now.
So embarrassing. Okay. Call Me by Your Name.
I
was gonna say that. I love that movie.
Call Me by Your Name.
It's okay. It's literally like borderline, like pedophilic, pretty much.
Not really,
but like the kid's like 17.
Well, that's their version of 18 in Italy. Like I wish they would have just made it 18 to not have it be an issue.
But then Army Hammer's in it, and he's like a psychopath now.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Did you guys watch House of Hammer?
Story, but it was a good story. Like I liked this. I liked the acting. Like it was good.
It's funny. The guy who wrote Call Me by Your Name is writing the movie that they're apparently making about my grandfather.
Wow.
Good movie though, so it's probably going to be good.
Also, oh damn, I was just about to wrap up. But we can stay on a few more minutes because I wanted to bring on our beloved friend for the first time on the channel. Everybody say hello to the lovely Dylan. Hey, dude.
Hello.
We got like a whole theme on that on the right side.
Sorry about that.
What up, Dylan?
Nothing much. Another day.
We were talking about Beetlejuice too. I need to know your thoughts.
Yes. Well, it's no surprise that I liked it. But if I'm honest, it's a good move. It can be a good movie, but it's bloated.
Yeah, it's hey, Indian Jesus is here.
Hey.
Yeah, I feel like all the storylines just kind of go nowhere and meh.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really sure what they would have done as a for a sequel with the original Beetlejuice. It ended on such a high, and then when number 2 came around, it's just like, well, where do you go from there? Well, we have our answer.
Isn't Lori Lightfoot Beetlejuice? Yup.
Oh no, no one wants to see that movie.
That's the true Beetlejuice.
Unfortunately.
Oh gosh.
Well, you know, and she's not being that like super whatever that super corona superhero person that she did.
I don't understand.
Oh,
I don't understand.
yeah, I
how,
remember that. Oh
I
my
don't
God.
understand how people liked Cuckoo.
Oh my god. On what planet?
So the actress in Cuckoo, the actor, I guess, was this trans who I'm sorry,
was
but like
good.
would never.
Who was a good actor, whatever.
You think? I thought this
I think
bitch
so.
had no charisma, no personality, and then you see the big giant man hands, and it's all shot in close up, and the jaw and the hands, and
I knew who she was prior because she was in Euphoria.
Oh, Hunter Schafer, that dude. Oh man. Sorry, he does not give woman at all to me. I see his frame and I just see
You don't think
twins.
so? I
Not
think
in
he
the
kind of-
likeness.
I
Well,
think he
women are biologically like more able to like we have like intrinsic qualities where we're just better at clocking sex receptors because it's
I
for our
guess.
safety. So yeah, it's like it's just always been that way. It's just like chicks have just always been better at clocking. We have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I felt like he I don't even know what pronouns to use.
I
You
don't
know?
either anymore.
Choose your own adventure.
But
Britney
like
Spears.
the voice makes her more passable than most.
Was did he trans as a kid? Because I think that when they do it really young, the voice is
Trans,
really
I want to say he transed when he was a teenager.
yeah, so that probably has something to do with it.
So, yeah.
So yeah.
Because he's young. I think he's only like 25. Like he's
Yeah.
I can't believe they were talking though in that clip you sent, Gypsy. I can't believe they were talking about that shit in an actual movie.
No, well, that one, the movie's from like 2003, which is like, I know, isn't it crazy for, something that old? But there's so many funny scenes in it. Like, I don't want to give away the plot too much, but there's this other scene in that movie where the two sets of Italian parents are arguing who's the top and who's the bottom for their sons. It's the funniest shit ever.
What?
No, you have to see it.
No.
Tim, I'm probably wrapping up in a few minutes. But you should come on the next one. I'm probably gonna do one like next week because I gotta wake up at like 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You think so, Maddie? I thought she was good in the new one. Winona Ryder.
She's excellent.
She was all right in
She's
Beetlejuice,
Stranger
Beetlejuice,
Things,
but
right?
it's like
I loved her in
What?
Girl Interrupted.
I liked Angelina Jolie in that one.
Well, yeah, I mean she's the star.
Yeah.
They're both excellent.
yeah, she
Angelina
stole the show in that one.
Holy shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Jacob, IJ, Tim, you guys have to come on the next one. I just gotta wrap up in a few because I'm sleepy and going on vacation tomorrow. I'm going to some islands in Florida.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've only seen a couple areas so far, so I'm excited to see more. I need a convo twixt the drunk Amanda, Milius, and Mike. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Anyone know who that is?
She's like she's on she's like a big political person, but I heard she's pretty cool. So
I don't know of her, but yeah, I'll check her out. Oh, I loved Brittany Murphy.
Oh.
Sarah is fighting the Rona. Oh, I didn't know that. Going to have her bed tonight. Love y'all. Love you,
Hope you
Sarah.
feel better, Sarah.
Yeah, we love you. Feel better. She worked on the Trump campaign and got sloshed on Timcast. How have I not heard of that?
right. Yeah, she like worked for Trump in some capacity.
Okay, I won't make it a Wednesday show. The next one. Oh yeah, have you guys seen the Bachelor guy who's now a trans. That's a joke. I don't know how anyone
No,
thinks
I
that
think
isn't.
he's actually really like deeply mentally ill and possibly
Really?
Oh yeah, that guy's a grifter.
To be
Monkey, have you
honest,
seen this?
I read a tweet thread of somebody who forked up the like $5 for his OnlyFans, and he was like, it was a disaster
He
show.
has an OnlyFans?
Yeah, I think it's a classic example of he got sucked into the sissy porn and turned out, and he's really off the rocker. And anybody
I don't get the appeal.
I don't think he's a troll. I think he's just like actually genuinely deeply mentally ill and a grifter.
Wow, I thought it was just parody.
No, it's after reading the shit about what people were finding on his OnlyFans, like he's gone full like LA psycho troon.
That's it. Front Porch Conservative. I miss you, dude. We gotta catch up soon. Aw, thank you. Everybody subscribe to this beautiful bastard. So yeah, probably gonna wrap up in a few minutes. If anyone feels so inclined, send in your super chats. Don't forget to help me grift. Join what? Oh, did you look him up?
I looked him up. I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you there, but wow.
No, I don't blame you. Looks like the grift is part of the fetish for me or the Bachelor guy.
Yes, it's part of the fetish. Like it's part of it, and the narcissistic supply and all of that. Like it's gross. The less we pay attention to him, the better, because he's not getting off.
I agree either way. Like
I don't know, but
like...
I feel like doing a parody of him.
You know who's the nastiest though? Have you seen? And this one I think has an OnlyFans and all is like, and all that shit. Have you guys seen the trans who complains at restaurants? And that's his thing?
God,
yes. Buffalo Grill.
Oh, is that the guy with the glasses and the curly hair?
Did you say Buffalo Grill?
Yes, that's what they call him. That's what they call him. Really, yeah, he's a psycho. I would not be shocked if he's got bodies hidden somewhere. He's like dangerous. Like it's for real. He's scary, man.
Well, and someone sent me some screen caps of his Discord, and it's like you'll have like stuff about kids, and then the next section is like porn stuff. That's why are you a grown man? Even if those two things weren't both there, why are you having a kid section as a grown man in your Discord? Like the idea of me having like kids stuff in my Discord or having kids there is just unfathomable to me.
Every time you see, because I'm mostly in the YouTube space, so this is where I see the stuff. You see these YouTube stars, and they get busted for speaking inappropriately to children. I'm like, why were there children there?
Yes. Why? That's what when I was in the drag scene and drag queen story hours started becoming a thing, I was like, why though? Why? It doesn't make sense.
I wouldn't have a problem with drag story hour if they didn't dress in drag while they were doing it. I don't know why they have to be in drag while they do it.
Why would it be called drag story hour if it wasn't a drag though?
Well, because they're still drag queens.
Even if it is,
I went to one and it just creeped me out too much. It was weird. I felt weird afterwards. I mean, I was a woman dressed as a woman, so I feel like I didn't like freak anything out. But I was like, this just feels really super inappropriate. I took the gig because I needed the money, but it just afterwards I was like, something about this is not right. And I had plenty of friends in the drag scene who were like, I don't want to be around fucking kids. We're doing poppers and ketamine backstage. Like get out of here. Like, what are you talking about? So I don't know. It's totally drag and kids do not go together.
Jacob, thanks so much for being here. You gotta come on the next one. Have a good night, dude. Yes, Long Legs was wild. It's ma'am. What I wanted to say about the drag storytime thing is, there's all the obvious sides of it that we all talk about of the reasons it's wrong. But I feel like one that does not get mentioned enough is that what is drag? It is a parody of women. It is mocking women. And that's fine with grown adults. We can all laugh at ourselves. But in what universe is that a message that should be sent to young girls? Like that's going to make them feel good about themselves?
Well, it's also confusing in terms of like actual literal childhood development. If you're like it's confusing to like toddlers. People are bringing like toddlers to this stuff, and they're getting scared because it's confusing to them. Their brain development hasn't developed the process to distinguish the nuances. All they see is like a big scary thing that looks kind of like a woman, but it's not giving any of the vibes of a woman. And it's just there's no point to it, you know.
Sophia, thank you so much, my love. Grift away. You're the best. I've had some problems with my Switch, but I'm gonna get it fixed and do more Fortnite streams. So you gotta come on again.
You play Fortnite?
Yeah, do you?
No, my wife does. I play more grown-up games. And by that I mean boring as shit to most people.
Like what?
Right now I'm going through Disco Elysium right now. But the last game I was playing was Anno 1800, which is a city builder game. Yeah, see, I told you. Boring game.
My games that I'm into are very basic, bitch. I only discovered Fortnite within the last year, so I'm very late to the party. But I love that. I love Friday the 13th, the game, which is going away, and it's so good.
There's a Friday the 13th game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it went away already, didn't it?
No, it's still on there. It's just
a little bit longer.
If anyone, do you have a Switch, Gypsy?
I don't know.
I'm gonna see if anyone who has a Switch wants. I might do a Friday the 13th game stream or something.
I don't play multiplayer shooters anymore because I am like a 13-year-old boy in a Call of Duty lobby, and it's a really bad thing. It's not a good place for me to be. I love those kind of games. I just don't play them anymore because I'm almost 50, and that's no.
Fortnite seems fun, but I suck at FPS games.
Wait, what is it?
Oh, I said Fortnite seems really fun, but I mean, like, I suck at shooter games. Like, I can't aim for shit.
Yeah, I'm not great. Fuck Fortnite. Fortnite is amazing.
I used to hate Fortnite. Now I love it. I can't stop playing it.
They made a Texas. So here's the thing. I've only ever had a Switch, and they didn't have it on there. So I'm so excited to play it. And then I finally played it with my friend, and it's kind of boring, the Texas Chainsaw game. It's really difficult, but not in a challenging way, in just a boring way. I got very into Cuphead for a while, which is really hard, and I felt very accomplished when I beat it. Yes, James, I'm going to do a stream with that soon. You got to come on before it goes away. I think it's going away at the end of this year, so we gotta beat them.
I used to be big into the Final Fantasy games as well. I loved them as a kid growing up, and as a young adult, I played like almost every single Final Fantasy game.
I've never played that.
I played some of them, not all of them.
Yeah, I kind of stick with my base. I love the Mario games. I told you, I'm like a basic bitch gamer.
Mm-hmm.
You beat Cuphead. That's not basic bitch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Cuphead is pretty hard. I don't know.
That's actually a hardcore platformer.
Yes, it is like my proudest freaking accomplishment in life. Like every time I would beat a level, it was the biggest accomplishment ever, and it would take like weeks to beat each level. But I got stuck on the last one for probably like 6 months.
And it had an awesome cartoon on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
it was
Ramiro
so funny.
By the way, Ramiro, you gotta fucking come on one of these shows because you're hilarious, bitch. If we give you enough money, we subscribe to his OnlyFans. Yes, I will. I will take one for the team. And you know, it's terrible. I've had it happen before where like I have a date with someone and then I do some digging and I find they're an OnlyFans hoe. But then I'm like, I gotta subscribe to see. I'm too curious to see. But then I regret it and I'm like, I want my $10 back.
I've been having to worry about crypto scammers on dating apps now. I'll be talking to a guy, he seems really nice, and then all of a sudden he's like, so are you interested in crypto at all? And I'm like, okay, bye. I'm not investing, dude.
Oh my god, did you guys see on Twitter the other day, it was this video that was everywhere, this Mormon guy who met this girl on the Mormon dating app, and she was trying to scam him and coming after him and making videos about him. This bitch was crazy.
The Mormons are nut jobs. I lived in Utah, and it's a weird place.
Yeah, I feel like the Mormons are probably like the biggest freaks of all.
Oh yeah, they're all swingers. The amount of like sex parties they're always trying to invite me to and getting me involved in, I'm like, get away from me, sister.
Oh my God.
Do not want to be your sister wife. Get out of here.
Well, Tim, yes, I am wrapping it up now, bitch. But come on the next one. So,
Mikey
yes.
likes to talk a lot.
So do you, asshole.
I know. It's true. I do.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Amazing. Let's go around and tell everyone where they can find you. Caitlin?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, DC Isaac. Isaac is spelled with a K. Also DC Isaac _ on Twitter.
Gypsy, I know your account is private, so you might not want people to find you, but
I don't mind like people send requests. I just I went private because I got some like danger stranger vibes from someone recently, but no, like I mean if they're here, I'm sure I'll trust people. My Twitter is the hybrid 009.
Hell
like
yeah.
009.
Esteban.
Well, you can find me on Twitter. Is Icelick, and I'm gonna release my video on Friday for my YouTube channel, Ultimate Awesome Universe. I'm gonna release it on Friday. I had it ready for quite a while. It's just Teespring was giving me problems with the freaking t-shirts, so I just like fuck them. I'm just gonna go use Etsy.
Ooh, I'm excited for it. Justin, where everybody should go watch Justin's walkaway video. I reposted it the other day, so go check that out. Where can people find you?
Twitter X at Justin WVUM.
Hell yeah. Dylan, or when are you starting your channel? Have you yet?
Kinda. It's supposed to be launching on the 25th of this month or 27th, depending on how lazy I am. But it should be coming out this month, hopefully. And, if not, I will probably be outside of a bowling alley parking lot. Bowling.
Well,
that's probably where you could find me.
Nowhere else?
No, it's a secret.
Ooh. Well, let me know whenever you want to. By the way, sorry, parentheses. Oh my God. Disney Plus has a Real Housewives of Mormonism.
Wow.
Oh, we gotta watch that show. We should stream that. Other Mikey.
Mshrino10 on Instagram and Twitter. I put it in the comments.
Did you?
Yeah, I just did.
I don't see it. No, I don't think you did, bitch. Maybe my comments are being slow. I don't know. The iconic Ranting Monkey. I'm so honored you're here, dude.
We've been talking about getting together on your show forever, and we still need to do one-on-one, but happy to be here, my friend.
So people probably already follow you, but if they don't, where can they?
I have a rule about not pimping myself on other people's streams. Guys, give money to Mike and make sure you're sharing him to everybody you know.
And the Ranting Monkey. His YouTube channel is The Ranting Monkey, and his Twitter is it just rant? I'm looking it up. Is just ranting.
Probably going to be banned again soon, so.
It's just ranting_monkey. See, I'll be. You want pimp yourself? I'll be your pimp.
It's just I don't mind whoring myself out on my own show. I don't like doing it on other people's. I don't judge other people.
Bad grifter.
I just don't. Yeah, I'm a horrible grifter.
I am too.
My co-host gets mad at me all the time. Like, we haven't been flipping ourselves out. I am not above self-promotion. I love me probably more than's healthy, but I've just never done it. So,
well, I'm honored to have you here. We got to do one-on-one soon. You're the greatest. You guys got to follow this freaking icon.
And you need to come back on. My audience likes you more than they like me. So.
What? No way. Well, yes. Let me know anytime. I always want. It's always a yes for me. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. This was amazing chat. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. I will be back with shows next week when I get back into town. I got some epic ones coming up. Planning more shit. Join my locals. Join my stuff. Do the subscribes. Do all the stuff. I love you guys. Mwah. Good night.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.